and Kurt Schilling. Guys, enjoy the game.
All right, Carl, guys, thank you very much. We are looking forward to it. The Red Sox and the Yankees, after a really nice day on a pretty nice night here in the Bronx, as the Red Sox go for a sweep of the Yankees. Boston trying to go to 5-1. The Yankees hoping to avoid starting the season 1-5. It's been a difficult start, guys, for the Yankees, and a lot of the talk in the past few days has been Masahiro Tanaka. Is he healthy? Is the velocity okay? What about the kinds of pitches that he's throwing? What are you seeing?
Well, I was one of those guys early in spring training that was all on that bandwagon, and as we've our researchers and people dug up numbers, velocity-wise, he's not really that different. Pitch selection-wise, that's where the difference starts to come in. And for me, the biggest thing is he's going from a 4-seam fastball to a 2-seam fastball. And the big reason that that's a different for a guy like this is this reason. Everybody in the big leagues, from a pitcher's perspective, can move the ball east and west. You pitch to this corner, you pitch to this corner. But when you're a split-fingered fastball pitcher, you got to go north to get south. And by that I mean the 4-seamer is what you use here, 2-seamer slider, everything else is down there. Now, Crucky, when everything is at the bottom half of that strike zone right there as a hitter, how does that affect you?
Well, you don't have to change your eye level at all, and you don't have to look for anything above the belt. And Masahiro Tanaka, to me, in this game, especially against the veteran lineup like the Boston Red Sox have, guys who are very adept at hitting the ball up in the strike zone, like Pablo Sandoval, like Hanley Ramirez, and of course Dustin Pedroia, you have to keep the ball down. But you can't stay down there, or else they're going to kill you. You have to get the ball up in the zone just to show them a different look if you want to get them out down in the zone. Because if you stay down, you're going to get punished by this tough lineup.
A lot of people are asking questions, trying to find out what, if anything, is going on with Tanaka, including our Buster Olney, who had a chance to visit with the Yankee catcher, Brian McCann.
Brian, at the outset of the game, what are you going to be looking for from Tanaka?
You know, he's going to come out and pitch the way he's been pitching since he's been here. I know everybody's making a big deal about the velocity, but he's working on 2-seam fastball. And, you know, in spring training it was great. And in the first game it was great except the one inning. So I expect him to come out and be aggressive in the strike zone.
You mentioned the velocity. A lot of talk about that. What's your view of that?
Yeah, he looks normal to me. The stuff's coming in the same. And, you know, I like where he's at.
How important is it for him to change eye levels?
Yeah, I mean, I think any pitcher, it's important. You know, with his split finger, it's important to pitch to both sides of the plate and up and down. I mean, that's for any pitcher in baseball. So, you know, when he's doing that, he's tough to hit.
Brian, thanks. Dan, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you. Masahiro Tanaka on the mound for the Yankees. Clay Buchholz, who was outstanding on opening day for the Red Sox, will take the mound for Boston here tonight. The Red Sox looking to complete a sweep of the Yankees here in the Bronx.
Get low when the whistle goes.
Life could use a little more unexpected. Introducing the Chick Star from Taco Bell. Crispy chicken breaded in tortilla chips wrapped up with a mango barbecue sauce. It's a completely unexpected take on the chicken sandwich.
Get your own liquid gold. Go on, get! There's gold in them there shells. Liquid gold.
I need to promote my new business and do it on budget.
I can make that happen.
Business cards?
Business cards, brochures, banners.
Pens?
Pens, magnets, luggage tags, bumper stickers.
How about foam fingers?
Like these.
Make on budget happen, make self-promotion happen. Staples, make more happen.
With the incredible fuel efficiency of 38 miles per gallon highway, you can feel like royalty in a Nissan Altima. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Hey girl, is it crazy that your soccer trophy is talking to you right now? It kind of is. It's as crazy as you not rolling over your old 401k. Cue the horns. Just harness the confidence it took you to win me and call TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants. They'll help with the hassle by guiding you through the whole process step by step. And they'll even call your old provider. It's easy. Even she could do it.
Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Hey, I like your ride. I just want to let you know, you can save a ton by switching to Progressive, just like Squirrel here. We offer great discounts, like responsible riders, paid in full, and homeowners. Making us #1 in motorcycle insurance. Isn't this romantic?
It was.
Going the distance to save you more. Now that's Progressive.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Still doesn't feel real. Our time together was so short.
Well, since you have Progressive's total loss coverage, we were able to replace your totaled bike with a brand new one.
The tank, the exhaust. Well, she looks just like Roxy. You know, I bet she's in a better place now.
I know she is. I feel it in my heart.
Actually, the old Roxy's over at the junkyard.
Getting you back on a brand new bike. Now that's Progressive.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Defect to the next generation of breakfast. Wake up, live Moss. And in part by TD Ameritrade. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. The Red Sox winning Friday night in 19 innings. And then winning yesterday afternoon as well. They'll try to complete the sweep and go to 5-1 on the season with a win here tonight. John Farrell in his 3rd year as manager of the Boston Red Sox. They get a lot of new faces on this team right now. We'll see the likes of Pablo Sandoval, Hanley Ramirez, a lot of new faces in their rotation as well. Time now for a look at the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by Taco Bell. And this is an outfit that is expected to score a lot of runs this year. Mookie Betts, great spring, center fielder, leadoff hitter. And boy, is John Farrell happy that Dustin Pedroia, he looks like a healthy guy right now.
Yeah, talking to him before the game, he said that his left wrist is healthy, his left thumb is healthy. And when it's your bottom hand, Dan, pulling your bat through the strike zone, especially the inside pitches, you can't get to it unless you're healthy. He's healthy.
Hanley Ramirez, now an outfielder, signed a big contract with the Red Sox as a free agent. He's the cleanup hitter. Sandoval hitting 5th. Mike Napoli still looking for his first hit of the season. He's in the 6th spot. Mookie Betts to lead it off against Masahiro Tanaka, his 2nd start of the season. Outstanding last year, especially before the injury. The elbow injury, missed 2.5 months, came back, made 2 starts at the end of the season. You can see how well he started last year. And this is one of the great unknowns of baseball heading into 2015. Will it be the great Tanaka from the first half, or a Tanaka whose elbow will not hold up this year? And a first pitch fastball for a strike.
A good sign if you're the Yankees. That was up in the strike zone at the very top of the Mike Winter's strike zone. That's a great sign if he can stay up there to let him see it.
And in there with what looked like a cut fastball, Schill, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, that was almost had a little backup movement to it. I'm doing what Krug's doing. I'm watching the top half of the stretch on this thing to see if he's doing it and then going to a split to get it down.
There's the slider that is fouled back by Betts.
And that's one of the reasons why we talked about this early in spring training about the fact that I thought he was hurt. I thought he was going to have trouble and going to break down, but he's throwing a lot of breaking balls, and that's one of the things I think you don't do when you're throwing in pain.
Line to right field and caught by Beltran. Battling the lights out there. He'll make the grab for the first out of the night.
That looked like a split that caught too much of the strike zone. And Kurt, you threw a split finger. You have to bounce that, especially on an 0-2 pitch. Can't leave it in the strike zone.
Yeah, Crookie, the only reason I might question it, I think it might have been a 2-seamer, because if you watch the velocity, that ball's running back a little bit. But we saw in that first at bat, up in the middle of the zone, up to the top, then he went out, up, and then he went down middle. So he's moving you around. Like that.
As you mentioned off the top of the show, a lot of the talk's been about his velocity, and is the velocity diminished? The numbers actually say if the velocity is down, it's marginally. We're not talking about that much at all. It's more about the type of pitch that he is throwing. Far fewer four-seam fastballs as Pedroia skies one on the infield. Chase Headley, the third baseman, is there, 2 down. But already, just in the first 2 batters tonight, you see a bit of a different approach than he had against the Blue Jays in his first start.
Well, you know, it gets back to the old Moneyball argument, the eye test versus the actual data. The eye test told me, hey, listen, he's lost some velocity and all the other things that went with that. But the data says no. Right. He's a little bit down, which if he's going to a 2-seam or more, he will be. But I also think he's a little bit down because he didn't work a lot in spring training. It takes time to build up your velocity and your arm strength.
There's David Ortiz, 35 home runs a year ago. He's got 1 this year. Hit it in the 16th inning on Friday night, which was actually Saturday morning by that point. A game that the Red Sox won in 19 innings. Chase Headley tied it in the bottom of the 9th with a home run for the Yankees. Ortiz homered in the 16th. Yankees tied it in the bottom half.
This is the guy I think he might have trouble with if he doesn't get the ball up in the strike zone tonight. Correct, especially as a left-handed hitter. If I'm pounding the strike zone, which is obviously a good thing, but if I'm doing everything I do is at the knees or below, what does that do for you as a left-handed?
You don't have to look anywhere else, and you can look for one certain pitch in a certain location, knowing that eventually you're going to get it because it's going to be down.
Hit hard, but right at Headley in the shift, playing over where the shortstop would, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Tanaka in the top of the first.
At Scion, we were driven to create a new way of selling cars. We don't believe in stripped-down models. And for over 10 years, we've never made you haggle for a deal. That's Scion Pure Price. It means the price you see is the price you'll pay for every new Scion. And we have a program designed to help qualify those with limited credit. For the driven, Scion, what moves you.
Nice morning, Scott.
Hi. At a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry, and you've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder. Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
And to keep crabgrass away all season long, get Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer.
Introducing Preferred Rewards from Bank of America, the new banking rewards program that rewards our customers every day. You'll get things like rewards bonuses on credit cards, extra interest on a savings account, preferred pricing on Merrill Edge online trades, and more across your banking and investing. Get used to getting more. That's the power of more rewarding connections. That's Preferred Rewards from Bank of America.
Welcome back to the Bronx. Dan Schulman, John Kruk, Kurt Schilling, Buster Olney. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. 3-up, 3-down. The Red Sox go against Masahiro Tanaka. And now a look at the Yankee lineup. A team that is hitting under 200 through the first 5 games of the season. Mark Teixeira turned 35 yesterday. Has not had any success recently against Clay Buchholz. And a Yankee who's having some pretty good at-bats right now, one of the few, is Alex Rodriguez. He is hitting .278 right now, has a home run in the early going this season. On the mound for the Red Sox is Clay Buchholz, and this is the guy the Red Sox chose to be their opening day starter, and at least on that day, Schill, he delivered.
He did against a lineup that I think is going to have trouble, but I thought he looked good. I thought he looked very dominant, very top of the rotation, like with his stuff, but that's never been the question with him. His stuff, his athletic, one of the best athletes I've ever seen, pitcher or position player.
Facing a former teammate here in Jacoby Ellsbury. Hey! And so much focus on some of the older middle of the order hitters for the Yankees. You kind of forget about Ellsbury and Gardner sometimes, but they're up there in the 1 and 2 spot and hoping to ignite the offense by getting on base and using their speed. Ellsbury did not play yesterday, one of 3 position players who were not in the lineup for the Yankees yesterday after the 19-inning game on Friday night. A game that went 6 hours and 49 minutes, not including a 16-minute delay when a bank of lights went out. So they didn't get out of here. Crucky, the game didn't end until after 2 in the morning. And then, of course, wouldn't you know it, it's a day game the next day.
Well, for some of us, that's just the beginning of the evening for us.
And that's also shows you the pace of play is working, because we used to play 9-inning games in 6 hours in 40 minutes.
Is the 2-1, and it runs outside. 3-1 on Ellsbury. There were 17 pitchers used in the game, over 600 pitches, 627 pitches to be exact, and the Red Sox won it in 19.
And that longest game in series history means something when you're talking about well over 2,000 games.
Yeah. And notoriously long games as well. The leadoff man is aboard. Ellsbury draws the walk. And the Yankees, who have been starving for offense, have a guy with great speed at first, and Brett Gardner coming to the plate with nobody out.
And if you're the Joe Girardi and the Yankees, your team is built to be a power-hitting, plotting type team. You're not going to get stolen bases from Beltran to Sharon McCann. A-Rod doesn't steal bases anymore. Chase Headley's not a base stealer. But you have two guys at the top of your lineup that you mentioned, Dan Ellsbury and Brett Gardner. This is where you have to run. If you're not going to hit homers, you better figure out a way to score runs with singles. The only way to do that is to get guys stealing bases.
Something that Ellsbury can do. Joe Girardi looking on from the Yankees first base dugout. Pablo Sandoval weighing on the grass at third for the Red Sox. Outfielders slightly shifted around to the opposite field against Gardner is Ellsbury, who's standing on the base. Still draws the throw from Buckholz.
What that tells you is that Clay does not set up in a position to check the runner. So he's going just on either feel or a sign. And he's going to, you saw those numbers, 84.4% success rate. Jacoby's fast, but he's also a very, very smart base runner. Which is part of, John, we were talking about Vince Coleman and Ricky Henderson and those guys. They stole a lot of bases, got thrown out a lot as well. I used to watch Jacoby in the video room and he would look at the starter and he would look at some of the guys in the bullpen that he might see. And against a lefty, he was going first move. Against a righty, he was going on a move. Something they did. Right-handers always do something to lead the base runner to go early.
Well, Hannigan went out to talk to him. I'm sure he's telling him, look, you're slow to the plate. Your success rate against you stealing bases is good. So don't worry about him. If he's going to steal, let him steal. We can't walk Brett Gardner here or get behind. Brett Gardner can jump you.
And a high strike, 1-1. Gardner maybe a little bit more pop than people realize. 17 home runs a year ago.
Well, he's one of those guys that can get out in front of a fastball when he's looking for it and hit it in that short porch there in right field, especially at this stadium, of course. But yeah, you got to be careful with him. And with Jacoby Ellsbury on base now, the threat to steal. And Buckholz was throwing 2 fastballs out of the gate.
Runner goes. And a weakly hit ball through the left side for a base hit. The end result is the Yankees have runners on the corners with nobody out.
Dan, that's what we're talking about with the New York Yankees. You got to manufacture runs. Now, Beltran hits a ground ball, hits into a double play here. You still get a run with Jacoby Ellsbury at third. You have to do something to get this offense started. And I love what Joe Girardi's doing, hitting and running with Brett Gardner. The pitch is in, but you understand as a left-handed hitter, we mentioned he can pull the ball into the seats. Well, and if that's the case, then Xander Bogaerts has to cover second. You see that pitch inside, the inside-out swing, just fighting it off. You don't have to hit it hard when there's no one there to field it. And perfect execution by the Yankees. Now they're in business.
Beltran with a ground ball, weakly hit right side. Napoli, low throw, but dug out by Bogaerts to force Gardner. Fielder's choice, Beltran, RBI. Ellsbury scores, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
And that's what I was talking about right there. He didn't hit it hard enough for a double play. Gives Xander Bogaerts a lot of credit, but great range by Mike Napoli, who really has turned himself into above average first baseman. I mean, he goes a long way for this ball. Yeah, he kind of buried the throw a little bit from such a short distance. The reaction time of Xander Bogaerts was exceptional to keep his foot on the base and get down to get that ball to get the out. But this is what the Yankees have to do.
It's the first time the Yankees have scored a run in the first inning this year. And they have been trailing almost constantly. They came from behind to beat the Blue Jays in their one win of the season. This is just the second inning this year they've had the lead.
It's amazing what leadoff walks will do. And the numbers, as a you always felt like guy hits his way on, that's one thing. But leadoff walks, for some reason, feel like rallies.
The batter is Mark Teixeira.
Look at where Pablo Sandoval is playing. Hey, right there behind, basically behind Mike Napoli. If Mark Teixeira hits it in the hole, it's an out. But to me, as a base runner, it'd be confusing if I'm Beltran to look right behind you and there's someone playing behind you.
And so we had the positions wrong there. That's Sandoval over, as you said, behind Napoli. The third baseman coming all the way over to the right side of the infield. A lot of teams do this differently depending on their personnel, strengths and weaknesses and so forth. And I guess the Red Sox don't feel like having Sandoval over on the left side of the infield as the only guy is maybe the best bet.
What they want to do is put speed at shortstop and Bogarts in case Beltran decides to steal. If he's safe, he can just keep running to third. Well, Bogarts might be able to chase him down. I don't know if Pablo could. But that's just what's amazing to me about this shift. You know, they're trying to get Teixeira out of the way because they want him to try to hook something into the shift. You know, is Teixeira a good enough hitter? You would think a guy that's been around that long, has put up the numbers he's put up, he can shoot a ball down the third base line on something slowed down and away.
A full count. When left-handed batters don't hit the ball the other way, do you think it's because they can't, or is there a pride factor there where they want to pull the ball?
I mean, I think it's a little. I think it's some of the pride factor. Like, you know, people don't come to see me hit a single to left field. They come to see me hit the ball at the ballpark type of thing. But you know, if you hit 30 home runs, you got 570 at bats where you're not hitting home runs. Why not hit a base hit to left field? Hit a ball down the third baseline. Now you got second and third and one out. And
second walk given up in the inning by Buchholz.
And that was back from an 0-2 count. Probably as much Teixeira's fault as anything. And that was a good at bat. He battled some good pitches, worked his way back from 0-2.
So the Yankees with a run in, 2 on, 1 out, and Brian McCann the batter, another guy who sees the shift almost every at bat. But now with the runner at second, the Red Sox can't put the full shift on. Sandoval's got to come back around to the left side of the infield to keep Beltran from having a free pass to third. McCann probably grateful just to have a little more real estate on the right side of the infield. And a strike.
Boy, that's one right there. If you're Brian McCann, he threw a bunch of off-speed pitches to Teixeira to end up walking him. The last thing he wants to do is to throw another off-speed pitch and spike it or bounce it like he's been. You know, that's one of those things where you got to be looking something dead red and try to hurt him early.
McCann in his second year with the Yankees, 23 home runs, a .232 average a year ago. Napoli stumbling a bit, drops the ball, and everybody is safe.
Mike Napoli again. We talked about the range, and this is a ball that, yeah, he should go after that ball because as slowly as it would hit, even though McCann's not a great runner, you're probably only going to get one anyway. Just couldn't get the exchange from glove to hand, and now big trouble here for Boston Red Sox and Clay Buchholz.
Fielder's choice E3 is the official scoring on the play. Alex Rodriguez, 10 for 25 with a couple of home runs in his career against Buchholz. Lines the ball up the alley in left center field for extra bases. 2 runs will score for sure. McCann is getting the wave. Throw to the plate is not in time. And it's a 3-run double for A-Rod to give the Yankees a 4-0 lead.
Well, we talked about Brian McCann's at bat looking for something first pitch because he fell behind and walked to Shara before him, and Alex Rodriguez didn't wait around. It looked like a cutter right there, Show. It just stayed up just a little bit, but not a bad pitch.
Especially not first pitch. Breaking ball strike with the bases loaded first time, lower half of the strike zone. Alex put a good swing on that ball, and more impressive to me, he drove that ball and being out front.
And again, on a team that has really struggled for offense, he's having some of the best at-bats of any Yankee hitter so far this year.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, a guy that's been out for over a year, and to come back and swing the bat the way he's capable, the way we never thought he would be able to swing. I mean, I really thought he would have some struggles this year with just the fact that he'd probably get beat on fastballs in. But, you know, again, there's a reason why he was a great young player. It wasn't because he was a dumb hitter, and he's starting to figure it out at an older age.
So 2 walks, an error, and eventually a 3-run double, and the Yankees have a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning.
Not a bad spot.
Like you said, first pitch you him at bat, you throw him a breaking ball, whether it's a cutter or slider. And usually you just take that pitch because you're looking for a fastball, but
that was more of the old A-Rod than the new, the way he drove that ball right there.
You know, opening day he got a very positive reaction, about 80% positive, 20% negative. But as the week has gone on, and he's one of the few guys swinging the bat reasonably well. I mean, they're back in his corner right now here in New York.
He's on their team.
Yep. And the team needs the bat. Whatever the bat may be over the course of the entire season remains to be seen. But right now, they need the bat.
I think part of it, too, is the fatigue. That story was fatiguing. I think everybody's tired of it. They want to move on, including Alex, and I think we should at this point. He paid his penalty. He's back. He's playing. Let's enjoy the game.
Batter Chase Headley, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Down and away with a changeup, 2-2 as Buchholz he's lost his footing a little bit on the follow through there, looking down at his landing spot on the mound.
Either that or the Yankees fans, who we know are very knowledgeable, looked at it and said, wait a second, McCann struggled, Headley struggled, Beltran struggled last year. We need him. So let's welcome him.
Two. And a breaking ball hammered right field. Deep. It is gone. Second deck home run for Headley. And the Yankees lead 6-0.
Well, a couple of bats this inning, he's been up in the count. 0-2, 1-2, put away pitches. He hasn't buried them, and he didn't bury this one. That's in this ballpark, when you throw something soft to a lefty, you either need to bury it in the dirt or it needs to be outer half, because you give lefties a chance to hit pop-ups that can be home runs. This wasn't a pop-up. He drove this ball.
So a huge inning for the Yankees at the expense of Clay Buchholz, who had been so good against the Phillies on opening day. A-Rod drives in 3 with a double. Headley drives in 2 with a homer. And now another fly ball driven to deep right field, and this one is gone. Stephen Drew with a home run, 7-0. What a disastrous inning for Clay Buchholz and the Red Sox. The 9th hitter coming to the plate now. Still just 1 out. As Headley and Drew go back-to-back, here's the new shortstop for the Yankees, Didi Gregorius.
I guess the Yankees just needed ESPN to come here and get them on a Sunday night to get that offense explode.
I think there's a lot of both ways. First week, you tend to read too much into everything and too little into other things. The big thing for the Red Sox for me this week was that Pedroia's healthy, Dustin's healthy. And I think the Yankees aren't as bad as they played the last couple of days. Defensively, they've struggled.
I remember the year Bobby V was with us on Sunday Night Baseball, and after a game he said to me, he said, one thing I should tell you, no team's as good as they look when they're going great, and no team's as bad as they look when they're going really badly. And Joe Girardi's happy to he'd be happy if that's true, because the Yankees have been going badly in the first week of the season in many respects. Well, they're off to a huge start tonight. Fly ball to left field, and Hanley Ramirez is there, 2 down. Back to the top of the order for Jacoby Ellsbury, and Crucky, who usually makes it until the 5th inning before he cashes in his chips on his scorecard, is already considering packing it in. Yeah, because Ellsbury's coming up for the 2nd time.
I think he stopped 3 hitters in.
Yeah. Ellsbury walked and scored. Fly ball to center. Betts with the room. Inning over. What a difference a start makes for Clay Buchholz. 7 great innings against the Phillies. 7 runs allowed in 1 inning against the Yankees. A-Rod drives in 3. Headley a 2-run homer. Drew homers as well. And the Yankees put a 7 spot up on the board in the bottom of the 1st.
Building our dream house on a hill wasn't the best decision we ever made, but I did get one thing right.
Introducing the hill climbing power of the new Toro all-wheel drive mower and the redesigned easy-to-use zero-turn tractor. Toro, count on it.
Appears Buster's been busy.
Yeah, Scott. I was just about to use
That's a bunch of ground-up paper, lad. Scott's Easy Seed uses the finest seed, fertilizer, and natural mulch that holds water so you can grow grass anywhere. Seed your lawn. Seed it.
In my world, Wall isn't a street.
Return on investment isn't the only return I'm looking forward to.
For some, every dollar is earned with sweat, sacrifice, courage. Which is why USAA is honored to help our members with everything from investing for retirement to saving for college. Our commitment to current and former military members and their families is without equal. Start investing with as little as $50.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball.
Sorry, got it. I got it.
When he's not watching baseball,
watch him run.
He's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
No, not the way Clay Buchholz envisioned his evening beginning, giving up 7 runs, 6 of them earned in the 1st inning. A bases clearing double to Alex Rodriguez, home runs to Chase Headley and Stephen Drew, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Yankees at the end of 1. So Masahiro Tanaka, who got the Red Sox in order in the top of the 1st, has a huge lead to work with here in the 2nd as he faces Hanley Ramirez, Pablo Sandoval, and Mike Napoli. And a pop-up on a first pitch fastball. Drew waiting and taking 1 down. So Ramirez, one of the newcomers to the Red Sox, pops up. Now here's the other, or one of the other, big off-season acquisitions by Boston. Pablo Sandoval. who may eventually write although that's a shortened version of his pre-at-bat routine. Maybe the pace of play guidelines and suggestions have even gotten to the Panda. The Red Sox may put some money into that fund eventually once fines start being assessed.
I would have bet big money that Clay Buchholz wouldn't have gotten a pace of game letter before David Ortiz. And he actually did.
Really?
And it was for hitting.
And over the outside corner, Mike Winters, who actually worked the Sunday night game a week ago that we had at Wrigley Field. You talked about it, guys. He's got a wide strike zone, and we're seeing that again here tonight.
He makes my shoulder feel loose.
And he makes he doesn't help your mood at all, does he, Grucky?
Well, not that anything would help it, but no, he wouldn't.
America knows you're just a big cuddly teddy bear. You can put on this act all you want.
Yeah.
I don't know about teddy bear, but big and
about cuddly.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Tanaka's retired the first 4 batters he's faced.
You know, we've got some really smart guys watching, advancing for us. And one of the things to watch tonight is watch his elbow, Tanaka's elbow on his fastball and on his breaking stuff.
Sandoval gets a piece. What do you see?
His elbow on his fastball is far higher than his elbow on any of his breaking balls.
When he comes through.
When he goes back.
Yeah, when
he goes back. And that to me is, I've never seen that before.
And is that something that hitters can see?
I don't know. That's why I was going to say to Crucky, is that something you can notice? Because if I'm coming at you this way and I'm here on my fastball and I'm here on my breaking ball, is that something you can react to?
That's absolutely something you can see. And yeah, even though he's retired the first 4 guys, Hanley just missed one to left field to pop up. Yeah, Mookie Betts hit a line drive to right field. Beltran made a great play, and David Ortiz lined out to shortstop. So I mean, you know, it's not like they're not having good swings on him. But yes, that is something you can notice as a hitter.
Finally got him. 2 down.
Yeah, that right there is what people have been looking for. That's a sharp split. His fastball looks a little bit more crisp tonight. But this is a shutdown inning. This is the inning you come out. You know, if you put a 0 up, you can pretty much close the game out. There's the bottom half of the strike zone. Now, he's not working the top half a lot, but he's got enough velocity to make you chase this pitch. And that, to me, is the big thing. Working the top half with the 4-seamer, coming back with the split right here. That's a good one. It's hard to make a guy like him swing and miss with 2 strikes.
Mike Napoli, the batter. Last season, he was a big strikeout guy. Threw more 4-seam fastballs, and as we mentioned, he threw in the first start this season. But as Schill talked about, he could get you out up with the fastball, and he could get you out down with the splitter. Napoli looking for his first hit of the season. He is 0 for 17 so far, including, and there's always one guy in a 19-inning game who unfortunately goes through this kind of a thing. Napoli was 0 for 8 in that 19-inning game.
Been there.
He saw 42 pitches in that game.
See right there, those first 2 pitches, Dan, sinker down in the middle of the plate and a slider down and away. Your split becomes less effective when everything else is around that area as well. And that, to me, is where he's not doing it as much as he did last year. Maybe by design. I don't know.
There's a 4-seamer in for a strike, 3-1.
And the thing is, the first 3 pitches of this at bat to Mike Napoli to get to 3-0, they would have been great 0-2, 1-2, 2-2 pitches, but not 0-0 pitches. You don't have to swing at that pitch.
And he walked him. So one of the basic things you're saying, guys, if he wants to get hitters out down, he's got to change their eye level. He's got to pitch up sometimes.
I think a hitter's eyesight becomes a lot more focused when he's only looking in one area. Everything you're looking at as a hitter is down, I always felt like I had to make the hitter stand up and look up and chase up and be aware of that.
And the thing is, if everything is down in the strike zone, it's easier to take a pitch that's out of the strike zone down, like the split, like his slider, like his cutter, whatever. And two-seamer. It's easier to take that pitch than it is if he's throwing fastballs up at your waist and then the split down. It makes you chase it more.
2-out walk issued to Napoli. The batter now Shane Victorino. After toying with the idea of going back to being a switch hitter, has once again reverted to only hitting from the right side. Had some back and hamstring issues trying to hit from the left side last year. Missed most of the season last year. John Farrell said early back in the spring, he said, if Victorino's healthy, he's my right fielder. And as all Red Sox fans know, they have a glut of outfielders. They have Mookie Betts in center. They have Hanley Ramirez in left. They have Alan Craig and Daniel Nava on the bench, not seeing a lot of time at all. And they have Rusney Castillo, to whom they paid $72 million, Cuban player, and Jackie Bradley Jr. down in the minors. And there just aren't nearly enough at bats to go around for.
Yeah, and it turns Brock Holt into the swing man, who had he had 4 hits yesterday, didn't he?
Yep.
I mean, and he was arguably their best hitter last year for the Red Sox.
Well, the upside is you got Castillo and Pawtucket buying dinner after every game.
It's true.
So the AAA guys are eating well.
So Tanaka's lost his control a little bit here. Retired the first 5, then he walked Napoli. Now he's 3-0 on Victorino.
But and again, all of his misses have been down. He's not making the hitter look up at the top, middle, or up at the top of the strike zone.
Do you think, and I'm just asking you to speculate here, but as a pitcher, do you think he's not pitching up because he doesn't think he has enough fastball to get away with it?
I don't know. The move from a 4-seamer to a 2-seamer is one that causes hitters to make more contact. That's hard for me to figure out. Maybe he didn't throw enough in spring training to feel strong right now, but his stuff looks sharper. But just like I said, everything is down in the zone. I mean, if you're throwing the ball 98 and with that Kevin Brown, Brandon Webb, Derek Lowe sinker, great. But that's not what this is.
Yeah, and we hear this, that most of the home runs he gave up last year was on his 4-seam fastball. But he was 11-1 with the low ERA.
Yeah.
With the low ERA. So what? So he throws a 4-seamer to Napoli. Now it's 7-1. Who cares? You didn't walk him.
Runner will be going. 3-2. There's a fastball up, and he gets a pop-up for Gregorius at short to end the inning. 2 shutout innings for Tanaka. 7-0 Yankees going to the bottom of the second.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One-Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Bring on the big arms, the bigger bats, and the biggest moments of the season with the MLB Extra Innings package on DirecTV. Get up to 100 live games a week in your rotation. Feel the heat of every pitch in HD. Go deep with up to 8 games previewed on one channel. And with MLB.TV included, catch all the action on over 400 devices for the same game-changing price. It's a whole new ballgame when the season follows you. Swing for the fences and watch your favorite team no matter where you live with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Fans of Slash to the Rack, glide through the sky, above the rim, swing in. This is your game. Hornets Raptors at 7, Pacers Grizzlies at 9:30, Wednesday on ESPN.
Greatness always starts the same, with a commitment, a relentless dedication that is never satisfied. Because for greatness, good enough is never good enough. That's what makes an R an R. 15 years of game-changing innovations. 15 years of tour domination. It pushes limits. It leaves nothing to chance. We put everything we've got into R15.
so you can find out what you've got in you. Greatness is waiting.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Bottom of the second inning. Yankees up 7-0 on the Red Sox here on Sunday Night Baseball. After a disastrous first inning for Clay Buchholz. Gave up a couple of homers and a 3-run double to Alex Rodriguez. Brett Gardner leads off the second. He bounced one through the left side for a base hit. Back in the first, was forced at second. After Gardner, it'll be Carlos Beltran and Mark Teixeira. The Yankees last year finished 13th of 15 American League teams in runs scored. And for a team that has been known forever as the Bronx Bombers, this was a long way off from what they were expecting offensively. Red Sox actually weren't much better. They were 11th in the American League in runs scored. And Elias telling us the first time since 1925 that both teams finished in the bottom half of the American League in runs scored. Breaking ball for a strike.
Well, I mean, there's been discussion about an ace in the Red Sox and a conversation about who that might be. I thought Kelly's start yesterday was huge, but if Clay's the ace he wants to be, you get into the 6th or 7th inning tonight after that first inning. You save your bullpen, you find a way, and you manage through it so you don't have to drain the bullpen again.
1-2 pitch on the way, and Gardner sends one to left field. Ramirez tracking back now over towards the line to make the catch. He is still learning the outfield and has had a couple of adventures already early this season, but managed to run that one down.
Well, those are the ones as a new left fielder, you're going to find out that how much the ball really does slice off the bat from a lefty and how much it's going to hook off the bat of a righty. And that ball by Gardner was really slicing hard, but yeah, give him credit. He stayed with it and made the catch. It's all the Red Sox are asking him to do, right?
Right.
Catch it when it's hit to you.
Here's Beltran. Fielder's choice and an RBI in the first inning. And the Red Sox actually have a different alignment on the shift here than they did when Beltran was up last inning. Now, because there's no possible double play, they've got Sandoval over closer to second base, and that's Pedroia out on the outfield grass. And presumably with a runner on, they wanted Pedroia in his normal spot in case it was a ground ball hit to him. He could start a 4-6-3 double play. Now, with nobody on base, they'll put him out there in the outfield grass, more range.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think that's the biggest reason is of those guys right there. He's the one that can cover the most ground.
Popped up in foul territory, back out of play 1 and 2.
I mean, Beltran hits it hard enough off the wall. He could play it off the wall too and try to keep Beltran to a single. That's how deep he's playing in right field.
Here are the ground balls that Carlos Beltran hit last year as a left-handed batter, but all teams obviously have access to data in this day and age, and you can see why they've got everybody shifted over as much as they have. And the Yankees with a lot of guys who are quote-unquote shiftable. Swing and a miss. Beltran strikes out 2 down as we send it down to Buster Olney.
That's right, Dan. I talked to a scout in spring training who said the Yankees have the most shiftable lineup in baseball, and he's referring to a lot of older hitters who, of course, pull the ball. You look among the top 48 players in baseball in terms of most defensive shifts against them. The Yankees have 5. Brian McCann, Mark Teixeira, Garrett Jones, Carlos Beltran, Chase Headley. Alex Rodriguez isn't on that list because he didn't play last year, but he is another player who's seeing a lot of defensive shifts early this year.
And here's Teixeira facing one. 2 outs, nobody on. Yankees up 7-0 in the bottom of the second. Teixeira walked and scored last inning. Two 2-0 the count on Teixeira. 2 down here in the bottom of the second in the 7-0 game. Clay Buchholz facing Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez already a 3-run double in this game, hoping for another crack at it this inning. And the 2-0 swinging a foul off, 2-1. Mark Teixeira last year hit .216 with 22 homers, as you can see, and the Yankees would love to see, if not a return to the best days that he's had, but is he capable maybe of 250, 30 home runs in a healthy season?
That would be, I think, just a healthy season. He's going to hit 25 to 30 just because of the ballpark and the fact that batting left-handed, he's a dead pull hitter.
2-1 on the way, and he rolls over on one, hits a weak ground ball to Napoli, and the inning is over. Much better inning for Buchholz. 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees, but they're up 7-0 at the end of 2.
Saving for retirement. At Voya, we believe the best plans start with the little things, like making smart choices every day to save your orange money, $1 at a time. Start today, be ready tomorrow. Get organized at Voya.com.
The switch to T-Mobile is on. Even Verizon customers are seeing the light. T-Mobile has America's fastest 4G LTE network. From the Bay Area to the Big Apple. And more data capacity per customer. Need one more reason? We'll even buy out your contract. Ready, set, switch to the Data Strong network.
Lowe's presents how to get inside someone's head.
I love the wicker.
I prefer the wood finish.
Green feels right.
Has to be blue.
2 seats is perfect.
3 seats would be better.
Those cushions really match your dress.
So, the other one then?
Let's get this one.
What are you thinking?
Nothing.
Now get 15% off all Charbroil True Infrared Gas Grills at Lowe's, where your style comes together.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. And T-Mobile, switch to the Data Strong network. We may have just lost Crucky for a while.
That's a big old hunk of meat right there. Wow. Look at the onions, too. I mean, that's the best.
No, that's gross. That is absolutely.
It must be from Alaska.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. Now, if that was caribou.
Oh.
7-0 Yankees as we go to the top of the third. Earlier today, members of the Harlem Little League stopped by our Baseball Tonight set. Had some, got some autographs. Got a little baseball coaching from Joe Girardi. Met David Ortiz. Met Carlos Beltran. They had a great time. And they're hanging around the ballpark here tonight.
Oh yeah, a dream come true. Dang it, where's
on the field during batting practice and in the stands here tonight. Welcome to the Harlem Little League team. Every Sunday on Baseball Tonight, ESPN and Major League Baseball will feature a local Little League program as part of our Sunday night coverage. To the third here in the Bronx, a 7-0 lead for the Yankees over the Red Sox, and the batter is Xander Bogaerts, who's off to a good start. He went 4 for 8 in that 19-inning game Friday night. He's hitting .391, 9 for 23 on the young season. And they're hoping he can play a good shortstop, and they're also hoping Crucky to see the hitter they saw 2 years ago when he came up as a rookie, and also toward the end of last season. They still think he's got a lot of upside offensively.
Yeah, and I do too. I think offensively he has a chance to put up some big numbers as far as batting average, runs scored, do some things on the bases. But you know, the big question was shortstop. Did he have enough range to play shortstop every day?
I think he became arbitration eligible during that 19-inning game the other night.
Well, Mark Teixeira had a birthday. He was 34 when the game started, 35 when it ended.
Mookie Betts was a year closer to free agency.
And I'm sure he felt older, too.
1-2 pitch on the way to Bogaerts, and it is grounded fair down toward third. Backhanded by Headley, and a good play to get him one down.
Well, Chase Headley, we know what kind of third baseman he is. Can the offense pick up like he did a couple years ago at the San Diego Padres when he put himself in the MVP race? But I mean, just so smooth over there at third base. The easy backhand, a nice long throw to Teixeira. Kept the ball low too, where your first baseman can stretch and give you that, you know, extra half a step on the runner.
One down here in the Boston third. The number 9 hitter was the catcher Ryan Hannigan, the former Red and Ray. he'll take a fastball just down and away, ball one. Young Red Sox catcher Christian Vasquez needs elbow surgery, Tommy John surgery, so he is done in all likelihood for the season. So Hannigan, who was expected to be the backup, has now been thrust into the starter's role for the Red Sox. As Tanaka misses outside with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes.
The second catcher in the last 2 years that went down with Tommy John. Right, Matt Wieters.
Yep.
Now Vasquez.
As a strike.
So if you watch, this is one of my fun games here. If you watch Brian McCann and watch his eyes, he'll look, well, he didn't do it there, so I guess I can't talk about it. But it's one of the things that catchers will do, watching hitters. He'll make eye contact with the hitter up until he's about to give the sign, and then he'll look down and give the sign to make sure the hitter's not peeking. And especially when catchers usually don't do it to other catchers, but they'll watch the feet, they'll watch the hand. You see him look up at the hitter right there and give the sign.
A high fly ball to shallow right center field. It'll be Beltran to make the catch. Hannigan retired, 2 down.
One of the challenges was you had guys who would start to wear sunglasses as the sun went down, because when they looked down at the ground, they could peek back and see where the catcher was set up. So catchers start paying attention to where the guys are looking and wait until they're looking out to the mound before they set up.
So at what point in the game, when you get a 7-0 lead early, do you tell yourself, okay, if I get behind, I'm just going to throw a fastball away and let's see how far they can hit it?
Well, if I'm Tanaka, it was the top of the second. When I went out there, that to me, for me, that was the game. If he's healthy, that's the game in his mind, because you're not going to go give up 4, 5, or 6 runs. And so you go out there, put 3 up, 3 down, you totally deflate the other team. And now you've got them. They need walks. They need things to happen, which was where their defense is going to come into play now, right? If they play solid defense, they're good to go.
0-2 the count on Mookie Betts. Joe Girardi's Yankees up 7-0 top of the 3rd. Tanaka has walked 1, retired the other 8. And the 0-2.
That's a good swing right there.
Especially on an 0-2 pitch.
And that's the thing, though. We keep talking about it. I know we're hitting on it, but he's down in the zone. That swing on that pitch right there was way more aggressive than it should have been.
Betts hit .429 in the spring. Forced his way into the lineup as he takes low ball 1. Hit .291 in 3 separate stints with the Red Sox last year. 2 outs, nobody on. 7-0 Yankees, top 3rd. And the 1-2. Fouled back.
Now those last 2 pitches, the split before that he took, and that swing he put on that ball, everything's down at the bottom of the zone. So he is going after the ball because he's not afraid, clearly not afraid in. But he doesn't have to look up, and that's what you're seeing, those swings.
And it wouldn't be a surprise to me by the swings that they're having on 0-2, 1-2. And they picked up something on Tanaka that they're seeing, because he just 0-2, he spit on that splitter like it was.
And now he finds his way into a base hit through the left side. Terrific at bat by Betts, and a 2-out single here in the 3rd.
One of the first times I've seen him. Now see where the glove was and where he caught it, where that ball, and he wanted that ball in off the plate, and he did that because he wanted to try and get. I guarantee you, Brian notices the swings on the outer half, and he was trying to open it up a little bit.
I think he wanted that in to try to move Mookie Betts' feet. He got it too close to home plate, so Mookie Betts could get some bat on it.
Now Dustin Pedroia, and a strike at the knees. 0-1. Pedroia with a pop-up his first time up. He's battled so many injuries to his hand, his wrist, his thumb. The last couple of years has seen the power numbers come down, but is healthy this year. Hit a couple of home runs on opening day.
And he never has lacked for confidence, even when those numbers were declining as far as power goes.
Gamble down to third. Headley the short way to force Betts and end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 7-0 Yankees. Alex Rodriguez has a 3-run double already. We'll see him bat in the bottom half of this inning.
He was a kingmaker. He was the guy who signed Jordan.
I got Michael. Kobe was it. I got him.
What if I told you the shoe fit? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film brought to you by Volkswagen TDI. Soul Man, Thursday at 9 Eastern on ESPN.
Jeff. Hey, Scott. This is no time for lollygagging, lad.
We love lollygagging.
We do. But there's a battlefield out there. You know, the chickweed is surrounding your sidewalk, and the dandelions are stealing precious nutrients. Now's the time to send in the Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, man. It kills weeds while it feeds and strengthens your grass.
That sounds easy.
Get Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Visit scotts.com/GoYard for the chance to win a trip to this year's MLB World Series.
HBO Now. Now available on your favorite Apple devices. Go to hbonow.com to start your 1-month free trial today.
Bottom third, Yankee Stadium with John Kruk, Kurt Schilling. I'm Dan Schulman. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Buster Olney with us as well. Tim Kirchin will join us shortly as well. It's a 7-0 lead for the Yankees over the Red Sox. They got all 7 in the first inning. 6 earned off Clay Buchholz. Brian McCann reached on an error and scored in his first at bat of the night. Guy who admitted that maybe he was trying to do a little bit too much, and you hear that a lot about a guy who signs a big contract, moves to a new team, and the Yankees would love to see him settle in, get more comfortable, and be the Brian McCann the Atlanta Braves saw for so many years.
And so you can imagine what it would be for a young kid like a Didi Gregorius coming over here, replacing, you know, a legend in Derek Jeter, when a veteran has made all-star teams like Brian McCann has, and basically done everything in the game of baseball. Is nervous his first year as a Yankee.
Takes down and in, 3 balls and a strike.
It's also one of the things that makes this different. Being a Yankee is different. Wearing the pinstripes is different, as it should be. It's one of the most recognizable sports franchises in the world, and there's a meaning to playing here. So, and East Coast fans as a whole, they will make you nervous if you're not ready for it.
You guys both played in Philly. Kurt, you also played in Boston, so it is a little bit different in the Northeast than anywhere else.
There is no equivalent on the West Coast of the 700 level at the old Veterans Stadium.
Only if you play bad do they notice.
Right. And except for 93, we played bad.
Oh.
3-2 on the way. Oh, strike three call. A little two-seamer to look like that he brought back over the inside corner for his second strikeout of the night. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 devices with MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, widget, and more. Every night on every device, visit MLB.TV for details. Who are the 4 players who best represent the history of your favorite franchise, and who are the 4 greatest living Major League Baseball players? Go to MLB.com/franchise4 to cast your ballots. Winners will be revealed during the All-Star Game July 14th. Some pretty good names right there. So who are the top 4 players in Yankee franchise history and Red Sox franchise history? Certainly so much good history in both of these teams. 0-1 to A-Rod. There for a strike. Is that a high changeup right there?
A good one. And again, that's Clay's got 4 wipeout pitches, and that's one of the things that makes him, on good days, literally unhittable.
A-Rod with a 3-run double his first time up. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A-Rod picking up RBIs number 3, 4, and 5 on that double in the first inning. He has hit 7th, 3rd, 4th, 6th, depending on who's been in and out of the lineup. But again, he's having some good at bats. And so far, he has pretty much said and done all the right things. Just says he's happy to be back. A little trouble at first base. Made his major league debut at first base in yesterday's game and dropped a catchable ball. And then after the game said, quote, "My head is spinning out there." And for the most part, it is presumed that guys that he will be a DH most of the time for the Yankees this year.
Yeah, and in this at bat, you see Clay Buchholz's first at bat. He threw that cutter, slider, whatever it was on the outer half. He lines it into left center for a 3-run double. And this at bat now, you see he's starting to run that fastball in. I think that's where you have to pitch Alex Rodriguez now until he proves he can get to it.
And put him away soft.
Got a piece. Still 1-2.
Yeah, the 1 home run he did hit this year was a fastball in, but it was only 89 miles an hour.
But you know what? He looks good compared to what we all thought at the beginning of spring training. I'm glad to see him. He's competing, and his at-bats are competitive.
I'm sure the Yankees are tickled about it too.
There's so many unknowns about this team. Pitching staff, will Tanaka stay healthy? What kind of a year can Sabathia give them? And offensively, Joe Girardi may not say it, but you know, Beltran is older, Teixeira is older, A-Rod is older. What can you expect from all of them? A lot of ifs on this team. The Yankees may lead the majors in ifs right now. And they're off to a 1-4 start on the season. Plays off again, full count.
I thought leaving camp, with the exception of Ellsbury and Gardner, every player on this roster was an if. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. It's just everybody has questions. But when you talk about how they could do during the season, there were so many ifs that had to go right. It's hard to see that happening.
Good at bat here by A-Rod, about to see his 8th pitch from Clay Buchholz. And he got him. Blew a fastball by him for the second out of the inning.
That's what I was exactly what I was talking about there. You got to challenge him with fastballs in and up to see if he can catch up to him. And right there, you know, Buchholz 3-2. He said, you know what, I'm going to fire this fastball up in the zone. And you know, he's trying to get it down and in, where you see Hannigan setting up. It got up and in, but it was still in. And you know, you saw Alex Rodriguez there just a little late on it.
Chase Headley, the batter. Headley homered back in the first inning. A 2-run shot. At the time, it had 6-0. Stephen Drew followed with a home run of his own. And it's 7-0 Yankees in the bottom of the 3rd. A ball and a strike on Headley. Headley sees the shift as well. Sandoval stays on the left side. Bogarts around to the second base side of the bag. Pedroia around to pull, but not that deep on Headley. Not as deep as he plays against some other hitters. And Headley hits one right through the shift into right center for a base hit. Well, we talked about the franchise four. And of course, the Yankees have more history than any other franchise in baseball. So we asked a couple of our experts, Buster Olney and Tim Kirkjian, who would they pick as the top 4 players in franchise history? They agree on 3 of the 4, except Tim has Mickey Mantle and Buster has Mariano Rivera. Why don't we send it down to the field and let you two guys slug it out?
Well, I'll start with this one, Buster. Look, I have great respect for you, but you are an idiot. How could you not have Mickey Mantle on this list? He won 3 MVPs. He won a Triple Crown. He's one of the 3 greatest center fielders of all time. He was even as good as Willie Mays in his prime. He has more value than a closer. I'm sorry.
Is this a filibuster? Mariano Rivera, the greatest postseason performer of all time. 141 innings, a 0.70 ERA, and yes, he had a couple blips. Otherwise, Curt Schilling wouldn't have a couple rings. But he's better than anyone has ever been in October, and this is an organization built on what they've done in October.
Mickey Mantle was pretty good in October also.
257 batting average, Tim.
He hit 1 million home runs. He hit 16 homers in October, all in World Series play. He's got even more rings than Rivera. I love Mariano Rivera. He's not better than the 3rd greatest center fielder of all time. I'm sorry.
Tim, you're wrong. Dan, back to you.
You know, when anybody begins a sentence with "I have great respect for you," you know something bad is coming next.
I really like that opening.
Yeah, we didn't see that coming, though.
That
was
was
the nicest guy in the world.
That was impressive.
Yeah. All right, so do you guys want to break the tie? Who?
Well, I think Crucky's an idiot. So,
well, we knew that.
I don't have to think. I know he is.
That's exactly right.
It's not debate.
We're all good. We're all good.
If you're going by what they did in October, what about Whitey Ford? He was fantastic in October.
I know they got some fatigue on him last year, but if I'm going to go with a modern Yankee, I'm probably going to go with Jeter in that 4th spot over Rivera.
All right, hang on.
But
hang on,
everybody. I like Mantle.
Yes. All right, so everybody agrees Ruth.
Gehrig, and
DiMaggio. Everybody agrees.
Yeah, those are no-brainer.
And pick your 4th.
Well, you know, I love Mantle, but how about Yogi Berra, one of the greatest offensive catchers in the history of baseball? What's he got, 8, 10 rings?
I think he's got
10.
I'm going Mantle. Mantle's more. Yeah.
All right.
You?
Mantle.
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
So Canada votes Mantle.
Yeah. So 3 of the 5 vote Mantle.
Right. And Buster's an idiot.
Chill, what did you tell me when I asked you what your thought was when you gave up the home run to Alfonso Soriano when the ball flew out?
I think I said you were an idiot.
No, you said, oh my God, Rivera's coming into the game, right?
That's absolutely right.
So, Buster, let me...
Yeah, but he didn't have to face Mantle.
Right.
let me play devil's advocate a little bit, Buster. Nobody's disputing that Rivera is not the greatest closer, is the greatest closer of all time.
Yeah.
But can you compare the greatest closer of all time to, as Tim says, the 3rd greatest, on Tim's list, center fielder of all time? Can a closer warrant the same kind of comparison with a starting pitcher or a center fielder or something like that?
It depends on how much weight you put on October, and I can tell you this, I've talked with members of the Atlanta Braves from the 90s teams. They believe if they had Rivera, they would have won more titles.
The Buster Olney Tim Kirkjian arm wrestling match will be taking place down by the dugout momentarily. Inning over, 7-0 Yankees.
This is Bob. Bob's on a first date, so he's not thinking about where to buy his next set of tires. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com. Right now, he can get up to a $70 American Express card when he buys a set of 4 select General brand tires. For details, he'd go to TireRack.com/general offer. But Bob's not thinking about tires. Bob's thinking, should I tell her about that thing in her teeth? TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
In my world, Wall isn't a street.
Return on investment isn't the only return I'm looking forward to.
For some, every dollar is earned with sweat, sacrifice, courage. Which is why USAA is honored to help our members with everything from investing for retirement to saving for college. Our commitment to current and former military members and their families is without equal. Start investing with as little as $50.
The Nissan Rogue with Safety Shield technologies. The only thing left to fear is your imagination. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Get your own liquid gold. Go on, get! There's gold in them there shells. Liquid gold.
Welcome back to the Bronx with Kurt Schilling, John Kruk, Buster Olney, Tim Kirk, and Dan Schulman with you here on Sunday Night Baseball. Masahiro Tanaka, 3 shutout innings. The offense gave him 7 runs in the bottom of the first. And it's 7-0 going top 4 as David Ortiz looks at a fastball for a strike.
This is the hitter, I think. If he doesn't work the upper half of the strike zone, this is the guy I think that gets him.
After Ortiz, Hanley Ramirez, and Pablo Sandoval. 3-4-5 in the Red Sox lineup. And a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. Ortiz lining out his first time up. You can see that his ground ball chart is even more pronounced than the one we showed you for Carlos Beltran of the Yankees earlier, so you can understand why they shift on him as much as they do, which is all the time.
And you saw where Headley was playing for the first 2 pitches until he got 2 strikes on him. He was playing more in and toward third base, respecting that David Ortiz every once in a while will lay down a bunt. Now with 2 strikes, of course, he moves back to where Ortiz lined out in his first at bat right at him.
Did he go?
Yep.
He did not.
Come on, man.
I'm saying, yeah.
You can't want that.
Yeah, he went. He hits a double if he makes contact.
Got a wow out of Joe Girardi.
Pitchers, they all want that call. Catchers, they all want that call.
I want every call.
Full count.
7-0, and they're begging for calls. All right. That's our pitchers. That's why we love them. But again, gets him to 0-2. Now it's 3-2, and you know, you wonder at some point with the spacious left field of just 2 seam him down and away and see how far he can hit it to left field. Now, he can leave from there, but down and away might not be one he can elevate enough. Would you rather give up a single here than walk him?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want. There's no situation I'd ever want to walk. Because I mean, when I talk to young pitchers, the first thing I'll ask them, what's the on-base percentage of a walk? It's 1,000, right? I mean, and then you give the best hitter in the game a 3-1 fastball down the middle. What are they going to hit? 450? That's awesome, but you got a 55% chance of getting an out. And if you got good stuff, you got a better chance. Your team cannot defend a walk, and to me, it's a momentum shifter.
Again, the 3-2. And he takes low, ball 4.
And I'll tell you that no matter what the score is, and it's 7-0 here, if you're the Yankees playing defense, that's the last thing, or any defender behind a pitcher with a big lead, the last thing you want to see is for him to get ahead and then start trying to nibble and end up walking a guy. It's just deflating defensively, even with a big lead.
Well, I think in his defense, I think it's still early in the year innings-wise for him. I don't think he has the work that a lot of other guys have. But if I'm the Yankees, I'm encouraged by the fact that his stuff looks a lot crisper tonight. And that's a good thing, because this guy's a true ace.
Yeah, and I think it looks better because he has elevated some pitches in this one.
Here's Hanley Ramirez. Began his professional career in the Red Sox organization, eventually traded to the Marlins, then went to the Dodgers, and now signed as a free agent with Boston in the offseason.
Hey, Kirky, one of the things I think people might be mistaken, throwing the ball down is what you want to do as a pitcher, but you can't do it all the time.
Not every pitch.
No, you have to change east and west, but you also have to be able to go north and south.
And that one will bounce away from McCann, and the wild pitch will allow Ortiz to rumble into second.
Now, not only did you walk the leadoff hitter in the inning, now you bounce one, and the double plays out of order right now. See where T's out there looking at Ellsbury.
He's talking trash.
If you're Stephen Drew, you might want to sneak in behind him while he's gawking at center field and see if you can pick him off.
Well, not only is he gawking, he's talking trash.
Oh, yeah.
Something about being faster than him.
1-1. Right there for a strike, 1-2, and Ramirez knows he let one get by him. The Red Sox outfield production was some of the weakest in baseball last year, so they hope that with the development of Betts, the acquisition of Ramirez, they hope for better health from Victorino, eventually probably Castillo coming up from the minors. They hope that'll be a lot better this year. Blocked by McCann, 2-2.
We know that if they stay healthy, they're not going to be worse. And, you know, talking to Dustin Pedroia before the game, his left wrist, his left thumb, he's healthy. His numbers are going to go up. Hanley Ramirez is going to improve the left field situation tremendously, and Pablo Sandoval is going to upgrade to third base offensive production tremendously. So they're going to be a lot better offensively. Can their starting pitching be good enough to get them into the postseason?
And another one bounces away from McCann. Second wild pitch of the inning.
One of the things they talk about when catchers blocking balls, you try and smother the ball. I don't think Brian does anything wrong here, but if you look at the skip, he gets it off the fat leather, the rim of the glove both times. Ball kicks to the right. That's one of those things that's a game changer for a pitcher. When you know you can go down in the dirt and it's going to end up in front of him.
So a walk and 2 wild pitches. 3-2 on the way. And a fly ball hit to fairly deep right center field. Ellsbury will run it down. Ortiz to score on the sac fly to make it 7-1. So the RBI for Ramirez, and now here comes Pablo Sandoval, who had one of the biggest games you can have back in Game 1 of the 2012 World Series, hitting home runs in his first 3 at-bats of that game. 2 of them off Justin Verlander, and then 1 off Al Albuquerque. Became the 4th player to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game. Was the World Series MVP in 2012 and has 3 rings to show for his time in San Francisco. Time now to take a look at our value player, brought to you by True Value, and you can see outstanding World Series numbers, great clutch performances by Pablo Sandoval in a Giants uniform.
And quite possibly could have been the MVP of last year's World Series if not for
if Baumgartner hadn't thrown 58 innings, scoreless innings.
Yeah, I saw Pablo in the clubhouse and I said, first thing I said to him, I said, Baumgartner, unbelievable. And he said, oh my gosh.
Ripped into right center. That'll drop for a base hit.
And we both agreed that we may never see that again in the postseason. What Madison Bumgarner did.
Unless they get back there.
Yeah.
But I always felt like that was the differentiator in October. Guys like Pablo Sandoval, Madison Bumgarner, they're looking at the postseason as one night. Everybody remembers you for the rest of your life. And other guys are looking at that as a bad thing. I could do something so bad tonight, no one will ever forget me.
Well, and David Ortiz is like that, too. The bigger the moment, the more they want to be in the spotlight. And Sandoval has never shied away from the spotlight. Here's Mike Napoli. Walked his first time. You know, with Sandoval, as is often the case, there was a picture that circulated a lot during spring training on Twitter and so forth, and not a flattering angle, shall we say, and his weight has always been an issue, and people were wondering what kind of shape did he show up in. But the Red Sox, at least publicly, seem happy with the kind of shape he's in, and they think he's going to have a good year for them. His weight was an issue at times with San Francisco, and nobody
I think we both heard. I think we both heard some of those comments.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it really hurts. You were talking about me and Shill, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Pablo.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I will tell you is the things said in the clubhouse are far more personal and hurtful than the things said in the newspaper. But the people you love are saying it, especially when those pictures come out, because you can bet somebody had it photoshopped and did something with the picture, and it was plastered all over the clubhouse at some point. My bet would be Pedroia.
And the thing is, too, with Pablo, he's a great athlete. He's very nimble. He's very light on his feet at third base. He's a great defender at third base. And, you know, hey, some of us played better overweight.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it's overweight. I think it's just your bodies are built different. I mean, David Wells was the same athletes. The big guys are athletes. CC is a good athlete.
2-2 on Napoli.
There was a challenge for me at the end of my career, trying to stay at a weight. Look at that. That's pretty.
I mean, he can hit. He can flat out
Hey,
hit.
whether you're a little overweight or skinny as a rail, that's a beautiful swing. And he might not have that swing if he's skinny as a rail. I love it. Stay the way you are, Pablo. I don't care. Don't bother me none.
The only argument against it is the length of the season. The schedule is long. It's hard to carry on your legs.
Must be why I'm having knee replacement. Thanks, Shill. Appreciate it.
I didn't realize it until I got sick and I lost all the weight I wanted to lose. And I was like, wow, this feels a lot better walking around. But I fixed that. Put it back on.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because Carl and I talked through your whole illness, and we did have an over/under when you were going to get it all back.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got 40 of it back in about 24 hours. No taste buds, but I can taste chocolate.
That ain't stopping you.
Nope.
When's Napoli going to get off the schneid here and get a hit?
There's ball 4.
You know, what happened to him this winter is, to me, I'm very curious to see what kind of player he is this year, because he's now for the first time in his life sleeping through the night, normal. And I can't imagine going through a baseball season being that tired.
Hey, by the way, while we have a moment, and Larry Rothschild is heading out to the mound to talk to Tanaka, you mentioned your illness, Shill. Today is if I understand correctly, the 1-year anniversary of the end of your radiation,
yes.
end of your treatment.
Yep.
So
1 year
congratulations.
ago. Thank you.
Great to have you back.
Thank you.
Great to have you beefing up again like the show we always knew and loved.
Well, and still acting like a 4th grader.
I'm
downgraded.
Which is a grade up on you, by the way.
I said 6th grader last Monday when we were in Washington. You bailed on us.
I will.
Today's 4th grade. It's awful.
I got through that. Obviously, my faith is strong. I have an incredible family, but everybody here at ESPN, you guys included, they went out of their way to make sure that I understood, hey, listen, do what you have to do. We'll be here when you get back. And I'm not sure I could say thank you enough to those people that did that, as well as the people at Dana-Farber. They were amazing, amazing people.
No, it's great to have you back, feeling good, ready for a full season of baseball with us here in the Sunday night booth.
And after 3 games, your voice is getting back to
annoying,
talking a lot. Yeah.
Victorino takes a strike.
He hit me in the shoulder again. It's a constant battle up here to stay away from him.
The amazing part is there were like a dozen more just like you on that, but like both of you guys on that Phillies team.
Oh yeah, well,
a dozen. We had 25-man roster.
Yeah,
right?
I would say 22 to 23 of the 25.
There must have been one normal guy on that team who said, I can't believe I landed with this part.
Whoever that was got cut or sent down out of spring training.
Yeah, we had Dale Murphy, and he got traded in the spring of '93, I think.
Yeah, I think after the first week, Dale realized that this was not going to work.
Not a good fit.
He was way too kind.
But he was a great teammate.
My favorite, I'll tell you, one of my favorite Dale Murphy stories was Kruggy trying to get Dale Murphy to say a bad word on the back of the bus.
And then he came back and said he's going to pop me.
No, wait. Kruggy's trying to get him to say.
Fouled up by Victorino.
To say all the bad. Come on, Dale, just say it one time. Just one time. Just one time. And Dale turns around. And Dale Murphy, this is Dale Murphy snapping. He goes, Kruggy, if you don't shut up, I'm going to bop you. And the whole bus went silent.
Did he bop you?
No, but if he would, he'd have killed me. You got to figure all that pent-up frustration after being so nice and clean his whole life.
Well, he had to go home. He had, 12 kids? His boys were amazing.
Oh, great.
He's still doing good.
great man. We saw him last year in Atlanta when we went there to do a game.
Again, the 0-2, and it's taken low, blocked by McCann, who's had a busy inning. A lot of pitches thrown by Tanaka this inning.
And I tell you what, when you watch when he gets ahead, and these Red Sox hitters, he's throwing splits in the dirt that last year he was getting swings and misses. They're not even thinking about swinging at him.
A run in to make it 7-1, 2 on, 1 out in the Red Sox fourth. And a 1-2. Ground ball to second. And off the glove of Gregorius, and everybody is safe. May have been tough to turn 2, but they don't get even 1. And the Yankees, who have been as bad defensively as any team in baseball in the opening week, make another blunder here.
Well, Dan, you said it perfectly. They probably weren't going to turn 2 with the speed of Shane Victorino. And Stephen Drew, it looks like his back foot slipped a little bit, and he kind of threw it a little wide of the base. And, you know, and look, Gregorius is he's not as bad as he was. You saw the right foot of Stephen Drew. Looked like it slid a little bit, and that caused the throw to sail. But that's a play where Didi Gregorius has to make sure of 1 out. You catch it like a first baseman. He was trying to turn 2, and he wasn't going to turn 2 with Victorino running. A bad throw by Drew and a mental mistake by Didi Gregorius.
The error charged to Drew on the throw. So the Red Sox with a chance to have a big inning and get right back into it. 9th error committed by the Yankees, the most in baseball so far this season. And the batter is Xander Bogaerts. Tanaka's closing in on 30 pitches this inning. And Bogaerts takes a well-located pitch right at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Seven in the first for the Yankees, 1 in the fourth, and 3 more on base right now for the Red Sox. The pitch. Lined into left field, a base hit. And Gardner's got a slide to keep it from getting all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score on a double by Bogaerts, and it's 7-3.
Again, another pitch down in the strike zone, and the first 2 pitches of the at bat were down. This one here is down, and two. That's really too high of a pitch. Even though it's in the lower part of the strike zone, it's still thigh high. And now Red Sox believe that they're back in this game and they can win it. Give Gardner credit too for getting over there and cutting that ball off. That could have been 3 runs with Victorino's speed at first base.
So second and third, 1 out, of 3-run inning already, and the batter is the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Ryan Hannigan.
I think that was the mound meeting, which was, hey, listen, it's 7-1, make your pitches, and he did. He made his pitches. That's the tough part about the defense struggling right now. It's so little margin for error, but he's done what you wanted him to do. Just didn't work out defensively.
Bullpen active. Right-hander David Carpenter starting to throw. Hannigan asking for time. Let's go down to Buster.
Guys, something to keep an eye on. You talked about Tanaka and the fact that the Red Sox might have some read on him. He's thrown 76 pitches. They've had a total of 2 swing and misses.
And the Red Sox are creeping back into this one here in the 4th inning. The 0-1. Fouled back by Hannigan, 0-2.
You know what? That pitch right there is such a sign for me. That's a good pitch. That ball's down and away, lower outer third. That's not a defensive swing. That's a swing that says, I'm looking down, I'm feeling good. He's staying in there on that ball.
I mean, that's almost a perfect pitch, and Hannigan took a swing at it like, I know exactly where this is going and what it's going to do.
He got a lot of swings and misses last year. But only 2 so far here tonight. Could really use one here. Taken just low.
Well, you kind of had a feeling when it was 7-0 in the first inning that the Red Sox still might not have been out of it. But just by watching their at-bats the first 3 innings, even though they didn't score any runs, they weren't swinging wildly at Tanaka's split and sliders down in the strike zone. You knew they were seeing the ball good off of him, even early in the game when they weren't scoring runs.
Splitter in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, if I'm the Yankees, and he truly isn't feeling any pain, if he's doing the normal things between starts, and I'm feeling good about it. He's struggling right now, and he'll start to fix that, I'm sure. But my concern is him making 30-some starts.
The 2-2. Got him. Big second out of the inning for Tanaka.
Yeah, that's one of those at bats with second and third. Infield back in all positions, even first base and third base. You know, if you're Hannigan, the Red Sox, you're just hoping for contact to put that ball in play anywhere other than the pitcher on the ground, and you got another run. Now it's going to be they're going to need a big 2-out hit from Mookie Betts right here to get closer in this game.
Betts has flied out and had a base hit.
And this is where it kills you. The errors kill you. This inning's over, and it's, you know, should be 7-1. He made the pitches he had to make. Now his pitch count's going to go up. But again, he looks fine to me from a health perspective. I still think it's going to be a problem, but I like what I see tonight.
Ooh. Betts thought it was outside, but it's 0-2.
Well, now here's the thing. Can he put him away without having to throw 4 or 5 more pitches?
Yeah, here's where he needs to get a swing and a miss. Or a lockup.
'38th pitch of the inning. Got him. What a struggle that inning was for Tanaka. The Red Sox get 3. And the Yankees now lead 7-3. Go to the bottom of the 4th in the Bronx.
Appears Buster's been busy.
Yeah, Scott. I was just about to use
That's a bunch of ground up paper, lad. Scott's Easy Seed uses the finest seed, fertilizer, and natural mulch that holds water so you can grow grass anywhere. Seed your lawn. Seed it.
I need to promote my new business and do it on budget.
I can make that happen.
Business cards?
Business cards, brochures, banners.
Pens?
Pens, magnets, luggage tags, bumper stickers.
How about foam fingers? Like these.
Make on budget happen, make self-promotion happen. Staples, make more happen.
At Old Dominion, we see freight as a combination of products and customers. Every on-time arrival is backed by thousands of OD employees who make sure the millions of products we ship arrive without damages. Because OD employees treat customer service like our most important delivery. OD, helping the world keep promises.
The baseline pumps penetrate your face, but always time. Move your body from your legs to your waistline. Pay no mind to no space and time. Gonna play all day into the street like
in the wild, it's give and take.
Body feeling good like I think they should. Make a move, make a rise till it's understood. It's all right now. It's all good. Don't stop, y'all. To the beat drop. It's all right now.
Residence Inn. It's not a room. It's a residence.
I didn't know you guys were watching last night. Thank you guys.
We were talking about stuff.
I had that 27-10 last night, and today, chicken curry.
I don't think
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Who was that guy? I don't know.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Taco Bell. Bottom of the fourth inning. Yankees 7, Red Sox 3. In between innings, Buster Olney with the Red Sox manager John Farrell.
John, what did you see in your at-bats as you battle back against Tanaka in that inning?
Well, we're not expanding the strike zone all that much. We've stayed disciplined. We'll take our walks, build them into the inning. We catch a break on the ground ball to second base, but Bogey's been swinging the bat well in the last 3-4 games, and a big 2-run double right there.
What did you see wrong with Buchholz in the first inning?
Buster, it looked like he kind of pitched away from contact a little bit. Didn't go out and establish his fastball as he might otherwise. You saw a number of change-ups when he was behind the count in that first inning, which typically isn't Clay, and ends up, getting in the mix again. The couple of walks that they were able to use to their advantage as well.
John, thanks.
A huge first inning, 7 runs for the Yankees. The Red Sox, they're trying to make a game of it, getting 3 in the top of the fourth. And Didi Gregorius, the Yankees shortstop, and number 9 hitter, will lead off the bottom of the fourth against Buchholz. Gregorius with a fly ball to left field his first time on. Swing and a miss on that sinking fastball down and away, and it's 2-1. Gregorius is not expected to hit a ton, but the Yankees are hoping there will be above average defense from him at the position. He has had some miscues in the early going this year as he chops one up the middle and past a diving Pedroia into right center for a base hit.
And Kurt, tell you this, when your team scores 3 and gets you back in the game, you're Buchholz, you got to have a shutdown inning here to keep that momentum going on your side. Even 1 run, if the Yankees can score 1 run here, kind of deflates your team offensively.
Yeah, this is a shutdown inning, and that leadoff hitter is just so crucial.
Now Ellsbury has walked and scored, hit a fly ball to center. Both of those plate appearances coming in the first inning.
Take a look, watch Clay's feet. The closer they are together, the better you have a chance to steal. The better you have it, chance at stealing.
Because
there's no way to go. You saw right there. You have to pick your leg up. You have to pick your leg up to a certain height to get it out there. If you spread your feet and you balance your weight on the back, you can pick that front foot up and just drive forward and be much quicker to the plate without losing any of your stuff. But the closer you get your feet together, the harder it is to be quick.
And another base hit into right center. Gregorius makes the turn, and he'll come to third.
Kurt, how much is a factor knowing that you can run on Clay Buchholz, but how much is that factor into? I mean, he just looks like he just threw fastballs to Ellsbury and just said, I'm going to try to get, instead of getting you out, I'm going to try to get Gregorius out trying to steal.
Yeah, one of the challenges of being a guy that pitches to contact and doesn't strike out a ton of hitters. You see the delivery there. Good finish, great hit. Like I said, he's a great athlete. But one of the challenges of being a contact pitcher is you're relying on a little bit of luck, because you need the ball to be hit at defenders. You need your defenders in the right place.
And how frustrating is that? A base hit to center field. He didn't back up third.
Yeah.
He's still standing on the mound.
Those are
fretting over that pitch.
Yeah, those are the things that you just.
Runner going from first and in there without a throw.
See, one of the things you need to be able to do, even when the wheels come off, is manage the game. And backing up bases, your position, holding runners and stuff like that. The game starts moving real quick on you when you're struggling, and this is happening.
So the Red Sox got him 3. And now after a couple of bouncing ball base hits and a stolen base, it's second and third, nobody out. Sandoval playing even with a bag at third. The rest of the infielders backed up for Gardner. Gardner 1 for 2 on the night. You see him sneaking a peek down towards third to see where Sandoval's position. Another base hit up the middle.
Clay's stand in the middle of the field.
2 runs will score, and Gardner into second. Look. So 3 hits produce 2 runs. Twice Buchholz never backs up a base. So how do you explain that? And how do you excuse that?
You don't. Neither. Yeah, I get it. It's frustrating as heck. He's having trouble tonight, but you can't forget what your job is. If you're at the top of the rotation, if you're leading the rotation, there are things you have to do to show the young pitchers how to play the game. You got to be back in the bases regardless of what the score is. You got to be doing the things you're supposed to do without the ball in your hand.
You know, with such a changing of the guard in the Red Sox rotation, Beckett gone, Lackey gone, Lester gone. One of the things that was said so often about this rotation during the spring is, yeah, but who's the number 1? And the Red Sox, at least at the outset, opening day, chose Buchholz as the number 1 guy. You had some choice comments about that. Your former teammate of Clay Buchholz is back right at the end of your time with Boston at the beginning of his career. And so you've been in a clubhouse with him. You were a number 1 yourself. Maybe for those who don't know, bring us up to speed on what you said about it.
I'll tell you, first off, I think the number 1 for these guys pitched last night. I think Joe Kelly's going to end up being that guy from a stuff perspective. But I played with Clay 7 years ago. So obviously he's grown up and things that are different a little bit. My biggest concern is 2 years ago, he was a Cy Young contender. His numbers were phenomenal. His stuff is always, he threw a no-hitter in his second big league start, and it wasn't a fluke. And then he sports an ERA over 5, and that inconsistency. I can't equate that.
Foul ball.
Crucky to hitting. I mean, to me, it's like hitting 331 year and 102 the next. It's just the difference is so drastic. And for a guy with this kind of stuff, wipeout stuff, a 5.3, a 4.5, those ERAs aren't what a guy like this has. We talked about it. He's an unbelievable athlete. This guy coming out of high school was an incredible football prospect. But part of being a number 1 is there's a part of it, and I don't. He has it physically. He has the ability, but a lot of guys do.
Here's the 0-2 to Beltran, misses outside.
Well, you think this at bat for Beltran would be tailor-made for what he needs to do. No outs, runner on second. They got the shift on. He's a dead pull hitter. But what it does, if he does get Gardner over to third, forces the Red Sox infield in. So it basically takes the shift away with Teixeira hitting up next.
And this will get the runner over. Charged by Sandoval, and he's not going to have a play on Beltran.
Oh, and that's where the shift take some things away, but it can also give you some things too. And Carlos Beltran, you know, normally on that ball, if you're Brett Gardner second base, you're not even thinking about going to third because it's hit in front of you. But with the shift on, Brett Gardner knows that the only guy that can field that ball is running away from him at third, and that's Pablo Sandoval. Watch his play right here. You see where Bogaerts is playing right there behind second. So the only way for them to record an out or to get to that ground ball is for Pablo Sandoval to range to his left. And once he started to his left, Gardner takes off, and now you got first and third, and
still nobody out.
And basically nullifying the shift because now they have to play for a double play ball.
Left-hander Craig Breslow now throwing in the bullpen for the Red Sox. 2 runs into the inning, 2 on, nobody out, with a cleanup hitter, Mark Teixeira.
And I'm surprised at 9-3 that they're playing the middle infield back for a double play with no outs. You know, how many? Do you think you're just going to score 8 more off Tanaka or the Yankees bullpen? Surprised they're not playing in.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. Teixeira has walked and scored and grounded out tonight. Four straight hits by Gregorius, Ellsbury, Gardner, and Beltran have made it a 9-3 game. Left field and well hit. Ramirez with the room shy of the track. Gardner will tag and score easily. Sac fly makes it 10-3. So the 3 they got, they give back
quickly.
And that's going to be all for Buchholz. Here comes John Farrell. Got some action coming your way this week. Tomorrow night, the Yankees are down at Camden Yards. They'll take on the Orioles at 7 Eastern. Wednesday night, the Mariners and the Dodgers at 10 Eastern on ESPN2. And a week from tonight, we'll be at Busch Stadium for Sunday Night Baseball as the Cardinals host the Reds. From 7 shutout innings on opening day to 3 1/3 and 10 runs allowed here in the Bronx.
Where do you get this kind of confidence? At your Ford dealer, that's where. Our expert trained technicians, state-of-the-art technology, and warranted parts keep your vehicle running right. It's no wonder we sold more than 3.5 million tires last year. And during the big tire event, get a $120 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
And we're back at Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees now lead the Red Sox 10-3. Batting at the bottom of the 4th. New pitcher's Craig Breslow. End of the line for Clay Buchholz after 3 1/3. Breslow last year with the Red Sox 2-4 with a 5.96 ERA and 60 appearances. Gave up a lot of hits, 73 hits in 54 1/3. And he'll come in to face the left-hand hitting Brian McCann with a runner at first, 1 out, and 3 runs in. So 10 runs charged to Buchholz, 9 of them earned. Beltran at first, his responsibility. And here's McCann 0 for 2. And a strike. Outside, 1-1 on McCann. And a strike right over the outside corner with the knees, 1-2. Alex Rodriguez waiting on deck for the Yankees. A-Rod part of the big 7-run first for the Yankees with a 3-run double. Let's take a look now at tonight's pitching summary, brought to you by John Deere. The numbers are not very flattering for Clay Buchholz. 3 1/3, 10 runs, 9 earned, responsible for the runner at first. Got roughed up badly in the first, pitched very well in the second and third. I don't know, Schill, if you feel he got A little bit unlucky in the fourth, just with the ground ball base hits or not, but they found holes. 3 runs in already.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was some luck involved in that, but he had more than enough opportunities to make pitches. The most disappointing number in that line, given everything that's happened over the last couple of days, is the 3 1/3. There are starts, and you know those starts when you've got the ball in your hand and everybody is counting on you for 7 or 8 because the bullpen needs a blow or whatever. But that to me was the biggest number in half the games like this, is just getting the team to the 6th, 7th, 8th inning.
Yeah, that's the thing with John Farrell right now is, you know, with the 19-inning game 2 nights ago, and you know, how much is left of your bullpen? I mean, it's the great thing about having the DH, I suppose, is that if you get one guy who can go, you know, if Breslow can go 3 innings, you don't have to worry about it. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, burning up your bullpen, and actually you might have to pinch hit for him and, you know, an inning or 2.
I think before all said and done, that kid right there is going to be their ace.
Joe Kelly?
Yep.
He's got the stuff for it.
I think he's got the head for it, too.
Again, the 2-2, and it's strike 3 called to get McCann for the 2nd out. Now A-Rod. Rocky, let's go back to his at-bat in the 1st inning.
Well, this is what got the Yankees off to this start against Buchholz. And, you know, if he rolls over into a double play, and, you know, this could be a whole different ball game. But give him credit. It was a slider down and away. He went out and got it. And like Kurt said, that ball jumped off his bat into that gap in left center to score 2 easily.
He's 2 for 6 in his career against Breslow. Both hits home runs.
I like what Joe said about him today. You know, he never questioned, you know, he wanted to play, and he worked harder than anybody, and he's still doing those things. So it's come around, and he's I mean, again, think back to the first week of camp when him showing up was like the news was, oh my goodness.
Yep. Out in front of the changeup, 0-2.
And I still think that fastballs in and changeups away are going to be something that he's going to have to deal with. He should, if you're the opposing team, deal with all the time, because when you get older and the bat slows up a little bit, you got to start a little earlier to catch up that fastball. It makes you so much more ahead of that changeup. And you saw Breslow right there with a good one.
The only thing I'd counter that with as a question from a pitching perspective, I've always felt like he was one of the biggest guessers in the game. And you can always tell a guy that's a big guesser by the fact he'll take strikes down the middle for strike 3 and they're looking for something else. Being a guesser, does that help you as you get older?
Yes, you have to guess when you get older. When the bat slows down, you have to guess. And, you know, guys who tell you, no, I'll just see it and react to it. Man, when you're 38, 39, there's no way. I mean, you see that pitch right there. Dan, that pitch was by him because he wasn't looking for it. He was lucky it was a ball.
Well, it's amazing when you ask a good hitter what he does to hit well, like a Manny at 29, 30, 31. He says, I get a good pitch and hit it. And it is that easy.
Up and away, full count.
For some, then you ask them when they're about 10 years older, and it's like,
yeah, I better guess right and not miss it.
Breslow backs off the mound for a moment. Beltran will be on the move from first.
You don't get to play in your mid to late 30s unless you're a good player. So putting the bat on the ball shouldn't be a problem, but the guessing right would be, I think, would be his biggest issue right now.
A rough night for Buchholz. 3 1/3 as A-Rod draws the walk, and the inning will continue.
I could never figure out, one of the things that made Pedro so great was he could see things. I could never figure out if that was a great take or if he was frozen.
I think the 1-2 pitch, he was frozen on it. Breslow threw 0-1 changeup for strike 2 and 0-2 changeup for ball 1, and then the 2-2 pitch, it was by him and he just took it. I really don't think that pitch right there, he could have hit it if it was in the strike zone.
So now here's Headley. Turning around to bat right-handed, hits a high fly ball to left center. Room for Betts, and finally the inning is over. 3 runs for the Yankees. Buchholz out of the game. Yankees lead 10-3. We'll visit with Joe Girardi when we come back to the Bronx.
What made you switch to Taco Bell breakfast?
It's like it doesn't matter where you go, it's the same thing, which is like an English muffin with an egg on top.
What do you eat now?
I've got the chicken biscuit taco.
And I've got the egg, bacon, and cheese biscuit taco.
I don't want to be the spokesperson to the South necessarily, but I can guarantee you that this is almost as good. It is as good as Mama's cooking.
That's a bold statement.
This is a good biscuit.
My name is Mary.
My name is Dominic.
And I am a breakfast defector.
And that's how they're made.
No.
Klondike ice cream meets candy bar, the best ice cream bar ever conceived.
So, as my personal financial psychic, I'm sure you know what this meeting is about.
Yes, a raise.
I'm letting you go.
I knew that.
You see, this is my Amerivest managed...
Balances.
No, portfolio. And if it doesn't perform well for 2 consecutive...
Gold.
Quarters.
Yeah.
Then Amerivest gives me back their advisory...
Stocks.
Fees. Fees for those quarters.
Yeah.
So, I'm confident I'm in good hands.
For all the confidence you need. TD Ameritrade. You got this.
There's no Cinderellas in baseball. And that's beautiful right there. Who you are and what you are will show itself sooner or later. These guys put themselves out on the stage every night. Every night. To be
Here we go.
made fun of on some TV show if they have a miscue, have adulation if they do something well, but that's what separates them. These are the best 750 players in the world that the world has to offer. The game's being played better than it ever has in the history of it.
Pretty good.
Run the bases. These are the good old days. They are.
Top 5 in the Bronx, 10-3. The Yankees lead the Red Sox here on Sunday Night Baseball. Masahiro Tanaka back on the mound. And the batter is Dustin Pedroia to lead off the 5th for Boston. He'll be followed by David Ortiz and then Hanley Ramirez. Takes just a little bit high on the appeal. He didn't go. 1-1.
It's still early enough, and Tanaka's not extremely sharp, that the Red Sox might think, okay, who knows? Another inning of a 0. Then it's like, all right, when's the plane leaving?
Yep. Well, tomorrow's a home opener. That's when you
hook down the left field line, but foul.
That's the frustrating part. You'd like to go in feeling a little bit better about everything.
Red Sox are going to go home play the Nationals. Their second interleague series of the season already. They opened up in Philadelphia, so they'll have the home opener tomorrow afternoon. Rick Porcello will be on the mound against Jordan Zimmerman. The Yankees are headed to Baltimore to open up a 3-game series with one of their division rivals, the Orioles. The Orioles lost 10-7 today to Toronto as the Blue Jays took 2 out of 3. Fly ball to center. 1 down. Between innings, we had a chance to visit with Yankee manager Joe Girardi. Joe, well, your team's been looking for offense the first week of the season. How nice is it to see them break out here tonight?
It's great to see, and we've done it through the home run, and we've also done it with, just putting some hits together in a lot of different ways, and we took advantage of an error in that first inning and turned it into 7 runs.
Joe, it looks like, with Ellsbury and Gardner, you're turning them loose letting them run the bases, steal bases. Is that going to be part of your offense all year?
Well, I mean, they can do that, and I think it's important that they get on and create pressure on the defense and the pitcher, where you can take some of the attention off the hitter, and hopefully they get a cookie.
Joe, a quick thought on Tanaka tonight.
Well, he's done all right. He had a little struggle in that inning, and we gave him a couple extra outs too as well, and that hurts, but he's done all right.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys.
Ortiz grounds out, 2 down in the 5th, so Tanaka 1 out away from getting through 5 and qualifying for a win. He went 4 innings in his first start of the season against the Blue Jays, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned through 82 pitches. He's at 88 pitches right now. And Ramirez is the batter, a pop-up and a sac fly. I think the Yankees and their fans would agree this is a step forward for Tanaka. Certainly not the Tanaka pre-arm trouble last year, but if you were just watching him, Shill, and you didn't know anything about the history, you'd say this is a healthy guy?
2 things. One, he's thrown some pitches tonight that make me think he's close. The second thing is, again, I don't think he had enough workload in spring training for a guy that's used to throwing as much as he is. I think he's still getting to that place. But he's thrown some really good sliders tonight. And he's thrown some really good splits too. I still believe he's not getting the swing and misses because he hasn't been able to stand up guys and work up top.
I think it has to be impressive, though. He's only got 3 strikeouts, but 2 of those were back-to-back of Hannigan and Betts when the Red Sox were threatening to really get back in the game, and he kind of thwarted that last inning with those 2 big strikeouts. So it's there. It seems like when
that's a skill. I mean, you might not have strikeout stuff that night, but getting strikeouts when you need them, to me, is a skill. It's something that you learn as you get older.
Waiting patiently for Ramirez to get back in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Slider low.
That's the one that makes me think he's feeling okay, and he's not hurting. Is that finishing that slider down in that spot with that kind of break? There's a lot of extension and pull on that ball, and he's thrown that pretty consistently all night. You match that up with a 4-seamer in or up, and then he gets back to where he was last year.
And now he and McCann again having trouble getting together on a sign. So again, Ramirez will ask for time.
So much for the speed up rule, huh?
2-2. That's you don't often see him kind of come out of his delivery the way that he just did.
Just overthrew that ball. 2-2 pitch, trying to close him out with a fastball. You overthrow it and spike it. And the problem is, he knows right there that it's a bad pitch. You know the second it comes out of your hand.
In the air to center. Racing back Ellsbury. Running out of room. It is gone. A home run for Hanley Ramirez. That is big time power.
For a guy that's been a shortstop his whole career, too.
Well, that was the tantalizing thing early on, right? You're going to get a 30-100 guy in shortstop.
Yeah, but, you know, if the score is not 10-3, probably doesn't get that pitch either.
Well, but watch that. That's a 3-2 breaking ball.
Exactly, and it was down and away.
Look at the sequence. Glove. Look at this. Everything he's doing is at the bottom of the zone. And that's not a bad thing, but you have to do something up top to get that bottom to matter. That's not a bad pitch. But when everything else is around that area, it's not the best pitch. That's just that's strong. Oh, my goodness, that's strong.
And the bullpen's up again. Second time David Carpenter is up. Yankees would love to get Tanaka through the 5th inning. The batter is Pablo Sandoval.
That ain't the short porch and right where he hit that one.
Nope.
That was the thing, I think, seeing Hanley as a rookie and in the minor leagues, and then when he came back, the thing I was most stunned by was size. He is grown into his body. He is a linebacker. He's thick. His upper body.
And now the inning is over. So Tanaka gets through 5. Ramirez takes him 400 feet plus to deep center field. Ramirez's 3rd home run of the season, going to the bottom of the 5th in the Bronx. Now the Yankees 10 and the Red Sox 4.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One-Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema while in theaters.
I found a road that goes underwater.
They flooded a bunch of towns when they dammed the river. As soon as the last town was drowned, a spell was cast. Everything that's going on around here, it's got to be for some reason.
What if something happened and we had to leave tomorrow? Would you come?
Movies start at Channel 125.
6 NFL prospects on their journey to the draft. Draft Academy series premiere Tuesday at 7 on ESPN.
The Nissan Rogue with Safety Shield technologies. The only thing left to fear is your imagination. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Shivers running up and down my spine. Got me crazy, feeling mighty fine. When I scream, I wanna shout.
Catch a memory you'll never release.
I got one.
Show us your first catch. Learn more at takemefishing.org. And if you use hashtag FirstCatchSweeps, you could win an Evinrude E-Tech G2 Ranger Bass Boat.
Welcome back to the Bronx. 10-4, the Yankees lead the Red Sox. Stan Schulman, John Kruk, Kurt Schilling, Buster Olney. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Stephen Drew, who has homered and reached on a fielder's choice, facing Craig Breslow, who took over for Clay Buchholz last inning. After Drew, it'll be Didi Gregorius, and then back to the top of the order for Jacoby Ellsbury. Drew was shortstop most of his life, but re-signed with the Yankees to be their second baseman, as Bogarts and Sandoval just switch spots on the infield. Red Sox are very active in the shift. They like to keep you on your toes, like to keep us on our toes.
They also have one of the most I think one of the most respected defensive coaches in Brian Butterfield, who is heavily, he's like Dustin. He's at the ballpark 8, 9 in the morning, and he's working.
3-0 green light.
Whereas Dustin is just at the ballpark annoying people at 9 a.m.
That might be a manager that's just trying to get a guy going, and Stephen Drew with 3-0, up 10-4 in the bottom of the 5th, and you're turning them loose.
Well, it's the 5th. I think 7th, maybe.
7th, that's a rib shot.
Armpit.
Wherever it hurts the most.
That's where it hurts. I always assumed.
Inside ball 4. Follow your favorite team and players all season with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat now. Pitch, Hit, and Run presented by Scott's is the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. It's free for boys and girls ages 7 to 14. Play your way to the national finals and have the chance to compete during All-Star Week in Cincinnati. Find a local competition in your area at pitchhitrun.com. 0-1 on Gregorius. He has flied out and singled and scored. 10 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. The Red Sox won the first 2 games of the series. They're 4-1 on the season. The Yankees are 1-4. We still have 2 unbeaten teams in baseball. 2 of the 3 who entered the day unbeaten remain so, as the Tigers beat the Indians again today 8-5. Look out, Miguel Cabrera is on a tear. He went 4 for 4 with 2 homers today. He's only hitting .520.
He's upset that that MVP got taken away from him last year.
Runner goes, throw down in time, and Drew is out. I mentioned that the Tigers are still unbeaten. You can see the Royals are as well. They went to 6-0 with another win over the Angels today, won 9-2. Jordana Ventura got the win, but then left with a sore knee. Salvador Perez hit a home run for the Royals. Henry Mejia, who was to have been the Mets closer, gone for 80 games, testing positive for PEDs, and a very tough news for the Indians. Yan Gomes, the very talented catcher, injuring his knee, and it looks like he will be out 6 to 8 weeks. I tell you, that American League Central, Royals, Tigers, Indians, White Sox, whatever order you want to place them in, no disrespect to the Twins, who are getting better, but I think most people look at it as a potential 4-team race in the American League Central. And right now the Tigers and Royals are both off to 6-0 starts.
Wow, and the Cleveland Indians, and Terry Francona is a fantastic manager, but Yan Gomes was as important to anyone in that everyday lineup, and to the pitching staff how important he was. And the loss of him for however long he's going to be out is you hate to see it happen yet, but you wonder how the Indians are going to make up for it.
Ground ball to third. Sandoval in time. 2 down.
I was the first player, Terry, when I talked to him after about a week or 2 on the job, that was the first player he mentioned, that he was excited to be coaching this guy. Listen, I'm guilty in the Central. I still don't buy the Royals. I didn't last year, and they went to the World Series and they put it all the way, because I don't look at them and see something like their pitching is going to dominate. They do have a back end bullpen that'll rival anybody's, but offensively, top to bottom, they're getting it done again.
They're starting to hit home runs, and I think the biggest thing for me in the lineup was the 2 guys who were so highly sought of, who struggled early, Moustakas and Hosmer. I think last year, the run that they had in September and then into the postseason, I think just the confidence alone with those 2 hitters are going to help them. Is going to help Lorenzo Cain and Alex Gordon and the rest. When you can lengthen that lineup, because really, those 2 guys weren't very productive, so it was easy to pitch around that lineup, and now all of a sudden they got power everywhere.
Runs outside on Ellsbury. 3-0 the count. Ellsbury has walked and scored, flied out, and singled and scored to help lead the way for the Yankees, who have gotten a 3-run double for Alex Rodriguez and home runs from Chase Headley and Stephen Drew tonight. Red Sox got 3 in the top of the 4th. Looked like they were getting back into it, and then the Yankees got 3 right back in the bottom of the 4th. Make it 10-3. Red Sox with 1 in the 5th. Looks like Carpenter will be coming in for the Yankees next half inning. Looks like Tanaka is probably done for the night. (3-1) and it is low, ball 4. Ellsbury on base for the 3rd time tonight, and Breslow's come in and faced 6 batters, and he's walked 3 of them. Now Brett Gardner, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs.
Did you guys expect him to be as good a player as he's become? Very, very good player. And I looked at him as kind of a role guy, 4th outfielder, but
That's the way he started. I mean, he had big names in front of him and kind of an afterthought. And
yeah, every year they try to bring in another outfielder just so he couldn't play, and every year he's played more. But you know, he's had injury issues. He hasn't been as durable as you would like.
Pedroia underhands it on to Bogarts, and the inning is over. End of 5. Yankees 10, Red Sox 4 here in New York.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my.
I need to promote my new business and do it on budget.
I can make that happen.
Business cards?
Business cards, brochures, banners.
Pens?
Pens, magnets, luggage tags, bumper stickers.
How about foam fingers?
Like these.
Make on budget happen, make self-promotion happen. Staples, make more happen.
What's he doing? You think I have time to run into?
Golfsmith, anything for golf.
Experts choose Goodyear. And if they use our tires, what's stopping you? Goodyear, more driven.
Appears Buster's been busy.
Yeah, Scott. I was just about to use
That's a bunch of ground-up paper, lad. Scott's Easy Seed uses the finest seed, fertilizer, and natural mulch that holds water so you can grow grass anywhere. Looking good, lad.
Thanks, Scott. Easy Seed really works.
Get Scott's Easy Seed. It's guaranteed. Seed your lawn. Seed it.
Visit scotts.com/GoYard for the chance to win a trip to this year's MLB World Series.
ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, is brought to you by Goodyear, chosen by experts for superior performance. Goodyear, more driven. Back in the Bronx, we're going to the top of the 6th inning, with the Yankees leading the Red Sox 10-4, trying to salvage the final game of the series after losing 6-5 in 19 innings Friday night and then 8-4 yesterday afternoon. And out of the bullpen comes right-hander David Carpenter, who was with the Atlanta Braves last year. 65 appearances and a .354 ERA, acquired in a trade between the Yankees and the Braves on New Year's Day. He'll take over for Tanaka. And Mike Napoli will lead it off. He has walked in each of his 2 plate appearances tonight. As we mentioned off the top of the show, still looking for that first base hit. He is 0 for 17 on the season. After Napoli, it'll be Victorino and Bogarts, 6, 7, and 8 in John Farrell's lineup.
Back in the day, this used to be a great sign for the Boston Red Sox. Is, you know, get into the bullpen, or any team get into the bullpen in the 5th, 6th inning, but not anymore.
Two balls and a strike.
I think that's where, to me, the game has changed the most, is the power arms and bullpens, and managers can't wait to get to them, which you can't blame them.
Napoli didn't like it, and you know, say what you will about the width of Mike Winter's strike zone. It does appear to be wide, but it is consistently wide. I mean, we've now had him in both Sunday night games this year, and
he hasn't changed.
No, a pitch 2 or 3 inches off the plate is a strike.
I like him.
I do too tonight.
Just got in on his hands enough. 1 down. Time now for our high strength performance, brought to you by Chevy Silverado.
Well, we talked tonight about this is the bottom half of the strike zone in Tanaka working tonight. You're going to see the first couple are kind of up in the upper half, and then he gets to the top of the strike zone. But for the most part, he was down at the bottom half of the strike zone all night long. And I think he's got to mix those two up more than he does. And maybe he's making a adjustment. Maybe he's doing some different stuff. He's throwing his two-seamer a lot more than he has. But I think the biggest thing for me was he threw 97 pitches, and I felt like they were all healthy. And that's, after all the questions in spring training, that's really all I really cared about, if I'm a Yankee or a Yankee fan.
So it's definitely a step forward from his first start.
Oh, I think so, absolutely.
Here's Victorino. Popped up and reached on a fielder's choice. Victorino in the last year of a 3-year deal that will pay him $13 million this year. As we mentioned, has had trouble staying healthy the last couple of years. And at some point, the Red Sox have to move somebody out of this outfield, whether it's Victorino, whether it's Craig if they trade him. But at some point, Castillo is going to be with the Red Sox. You don't invest $72 million in a young player and don't expect to see him at some point pretty soon.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be this guy at some point.
Craig?
Yeah.
Victorino?
Yeah.
Who gets moved? Yeah. There's Craig looking on from the dugout. He's become a bench player after 2 and 3 years ago, having great seasons for the Cardinals. Suffered that foot injury. Took him a while to get healthy. Got traded last year. Didn't hit much at all for Boston. Fly ball to left field. Again tracking back Gardner, but again has room 2 down. So do we think that ultimately, guys, it's Ramirez in left, Betts in center, and Castillo in right as the eventual outfield for the Red Sox?
I think that's a wait and see. First of all, you have to see, can he play? I mean, I know you gave him a lot of money, but can he play? And they have to find that out. I mean, all reports you hear on him, he's going to be a superstar, a phenomenal player. Again, I'll go back to Brock Holt. That, what did he do last year to take him out of the mix?
Yeah. I think Brock Holt's one of these guys. If he's in the National League, he's getting 500 at bats, playing 6 positions, and he's probably having a different career than he's having.
There are guys who have to come up and make the team every year, and they do well.
Yeah.
And that's always confounding because they're always looking for somebody better when the guy they have is really good. But I think that 5-man outfield chart goes Castillo in right, and I think you're going to see Jackie Bradley Jr. in Alan Craig's spot as that 4th outfielder if he does the things he's supposed to do.
And this is the guy they're counting on at shortstop. Base hit through the left side. Bogarts is 2 for 3 and is off to a great start this season. In limited at bats, he's now 11 for 26. Let's go down to Buster Olney.
Guys, and I think Red Sox general manager Ben Cherington is being patient because what do you hear all around baseball now? You can't find offensive players. Well, the Red Sox and the Cubs actually distinguished themselves by going out and loading up on offensive players. And Alan Craig is a perfect example of that. He's owed about $26 million moving forward with his contract. The Red Sox feel like that he's in a better position with his feet. He has a foundation with his swing, and they're hoping at some point if another team makes a move for him, they could get something good in return.
You get a feeling something's going to happen, whether it's Craig or Victorino, but not a situation that probably goes on indefinitely with so many outfielders.
I just contractually, I think it'd be easier to move Victorino. You only have to keep him for the remainder of this season, and he's a free agent.
They'd have to eat some of that money, though. $13 million is a lot of money.
But if they trade out Craig, how much would they have to eat? $26 million.
Yep. No, you're right.
Depending on where he goes, too.
Yeah.
Again, it's something. Baseball's great like that. You figure out a way; it'll all work itself out, either by underperformance or by doing something you shouldn't do to get yourself traded.
That's some big league beef jerky he's going after right there. That
good too.
Yeah. Hand in the background, he was eyeing that.
He's going for seeds. Healthier. See?
1-2, and Hannigan takes low. The other trade question that people have wondered about the Red Sox since the beginning of the spring is will they go out and get a so-called #1 starter? Cole Hamels' name obviously has been out there forever. At this point, nothing has happened. The Phillies still have Hamels as there's a swing and a ground ball to the left side. Good range to his left by Drew from his knees. He'll throw him out. No runs, a base hit, and a man left to the bottom of the 6th in the Bronx. Still 10-4 Yankees.
Keep it up. Come on, Chris. No more.
The Volkswagen Passat handles like a dream. Go ahead, step on it. Yeah? Yeah. That turbo engine packs a punch, right? Oh, yeah. Pinch me. Okay. And on Passat models, you can get a $1,000 Volkswagen credit bonus. One more time. Pinch me.
It's not a dream. It's the Volkswagen Stop Dreaming, Start Driving event. Stop dreaming.
Do it again.
And test drive one today. Hurry in and you can get 0% APR plus a $1,000 Volkswagen credit bonus on 2015 Passat and Jetta models.
At Voya, we can help you organize your savings and investments, so when you retire, you'll have orange money set aside for all the things you want, like traveling, volunteering, or simply spoiling your grandkids. Start today, be ready tomorrow. Get organized at Voya.com.
In my world, ball isn't a street.
Return on investment isn't the only return I'm looking forward to.
For some, every dollar is earned with sweat, sacrifice, courage. Which is why USAA is honored to help our members with everything from investing for retirement to saving for college. Our commitment to current and former military members and their families is without equal. Start investing with as little as $50.
Get your own liquid gold.
Go on, get!
There's gold in them there shells. Liquid gold.
For fans of Slash to the Rack, glide through the sky, above the rim, swing there. This is your game. Hornets Raptors at 7, Pacers Grizzlies at 9:30, Wednesday on ESPN.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Taco Bell. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 10-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And the third pitcher of the night for the Red Sox is 30-year-old left-hander Tommy Lane. He put up some very good numbers as a left-handed specialist for the Red Sox last year. Also has some time in the big leagues with the Padres. Has never had a full season in the majors, but whenever he's been given the chance to pitch in the big leagues, he's done very well. And has 3 scoreless appearances under his belt so far this year. Both teams having to get creative in the bullpen after the 19-inning game on Friday night, having to send some people out who couldn't pitch for a while, bring some new people up. The Red Sox had a 3-2 lead going to the bottom of the 9th before Chase Headley homered off Edward Mujica. And the game eventually went 19 before Boston won it. Mujica is the temporary closer for John Farrell right now, but it sounds like Koji Uehara could be back as early as tomorrow when the Red Sox open up at home against Washington. Uehara coming back from a hamstring injury.
Sounded like they were trying to get him here tonight. But they couldn't. The plane got canceled. It'd be nice to have, ownership of the plane that could get the guy here in time.
I'm sure someone on this team, either on the roster or in the front office, has one.
Yeah, I'm
just
guessing.
a guess.
Just a guess. Probably a good one. Good educated guess.
Beltran fouls it off. He is 1 for 3 tonight as a base hit and an RBI.
You look at Tommy Lane, and if you just look at raw numbers, 88, 89 on his fastball, nothing impressive, but you watch his delivery, kind of crossfires, jumps at the hitter. Looks like the ball is getting on top of you faster than what 88, 89 normally should. Watch this crossfire. This is like a nightmare to me. Whee!
That's a little Dontrell Willis, right? I mean, he didn't throw 96.
No.
His Sid Fernandez, their 88 looked 98.
Look at that. Just look at the hole where Tanaka and Buchholz were stepping, and he's a short strider too, which that really got me. Those guys got me bad. I jumped so. Mark Portugal was a short stepper. Pete Harnish.
Beltran stays on it, lines it to right center field. Nice job by Victorino to cut it off and hold him to a base hit.
And that's one thing that could separate Shane Victorino from maybe Daniel Nava and others, is the fact that he is still at this age a plus defender with a great throwing arm. And Beltran, you just don't expect him to hit the ball the other way that often. But Victorino, 10-4 game in the 6th inning, and he's still trying to cut balls off and keep double plays in order. That's pretty impressive. We know some that would have just let that go to the wall.
Some guys that wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was in right field, I'd just turn around and ran to the wall.
Just take the carom.
Well, I try to run it, or I try to cut it off.
Try to hold him to 3.
Yeah.
Because stopping and then going back for it would have been a big problem.
Ooh. 1-1 the count on Teixeira. He has walked, grounded out, and had a sac fly.
And that all goes back to the weight and the knee problems, Dan. That sudden stopping and starting.
Kind of like a small locomotive.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have been playing as shallow as Victorino. I'm like a step from the track.
Base hit. Beltran to second.
I think from a pitching perspective, one of the things that you certainly want younger pitching coaches in college and high school, there is no one way to do it. And there are about 19 things he does mechanically that you wouldn't want to teach. He's short stride, stiff front leg, throws across his body, but he's in the big leagues. And he's got enough, and a lot of what he does for me is front side deception. He throws his glove around, his arm stays behind him till late in the delivery. But there isn't one way to do this.
Now lefty on lefty, Brian McCann steps in. He's 0 for 3, has reached on an error and struck out twice. And a little bit high, says Mike Winters, ball 1. Alex Rodriguez next. Little looper down the right field line. Fair ball. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
I coach JV baseball. If A-Rod hits a home run now, it's a 10-run rule. Mercy rule. No?
No, they don't have that.
Dang.
That is not a reviewable situation.
Oh.
Here's A-Rod.
This is, Craig, you talked all spring about the fact that at the least he would be a power bat against left-handed pitching.
The fans want some more.
I can see it.
They are in his corner right now.
They can't beat the Red Sox by enough to satisfy the fans.
I could see him getting the fastball up and going.
He was having a hack.
Now, if I'm thinking along with the pitcher, that's the only fastball I want him to see from me this at bat.
The only fastball for a strike.
Right, in the strike zone.
Yeah, if he wants to chase one up and away or up and in, have at it. But
he's going to hit it hard, I think, if he throws him another fastball strike.
'24 career grand slams.
he's guessing away.
And he takes a fastball on the inside edge, 1-2.
Yeah, you can tell he wasn't looking for that one.
No.
I mean, that ball surprised him there. And he might have been looking changeup away, thinking that Lane might want to get him to try to roll over and get a double play, get him out in front of something. And A-Rod was like he was.
I think he's now this is where you go slider below the hands or you paint him away. Changeup?
I don't know if that was a changeup or a slider that just backed up on him.
Yeah, now you're trying to get a strikeout right here. You do not want contact. He's messed up now. Now, a lot of time, if I would do that, I would do that intentionally to go to a fastball. Because the hitters think, you have no idea what you're thinking as a hitter right now. You've shaken off everything.
Full count.
That was yucky.
Yeah, that was a non-competitive. He's thrown a couple after getting a couple strikes on Alex, a couple non-competitive pitches, and now what? I still think you got to go fastball in and hope he hits a grounder to Pablo at third.
The challenge right now is that fastball in is not called a strike as much as you can get away with more away. He's thrown so much in. Yeah, he's sitting on the ball middle there.
Well, he got the fastball in.
Yeah, but look at the swing. That's not a two-strike swing.
No.
Especially with the bases loaded. That's a got what I was looking for swing. But if you said his angle, he crossfires. It's very hard for him to paint a corner because his ball's moving left to right.
He fouled that off his back knee.
Hey, I've seen that more.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years. Well, it's this new hitting theory. You got to let the ball get deep. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, but don't you? You can't let it get deep.
And his left foot.
You have to have quick hands to let it get deep.
Well, I remember when Frank Howard was coaching first base for the Mets, and he said, get a piece of cheese out front, try to wrap it around the foul pole. That wasn't letting it get deep.
Ball 4 to force in a run.
Another non-competitive pitch there. You're going to watch now. One of the challenges, I think, being a young pitcher from a service time perspective, is understand the big leagues. Everything that comes out of your hand needs to be potentially a swing. That's not. Those two pitches are huge. He threw 3 pitches at a bat that A-Rod didn't even have to wait to see. And anytime you go that far out of the strike zone, I think you give away an enormous advantage to the hitter. Good at bat, though.
Here's Chase Headley, 2 for 3, including a home run.
One thing you say about it is at bats, he's seeing the ball well.
Yeah.
And a base hit into center. Teixeira will score. McCann holds at third. It is 12-4.
If you're Joe Girardi, you got to love the fact that, this team came in offensively challenged, and it looks like everyone wants to get in on this party.
Well, what had been a problem for them in the first 5 games has definitely not been a problem tonight. They have been finding holes, hitting the ball hard at times. They've got 12 runs on 13 hits as they bat here in the 6th inning.
And that's why when we went in and talked to Joe Girardi today, there wasn't panic. You know, no, we're not hitting. We're not scoring runs. We're not hitting a run scoring position, and we're not catching the ball. And our pitching hasn't been great, but it's early. I'm not saying that the Yankees are going to win the division. I'm just saying it's early. Things can change.
The only people panicking right now are young players, because guys like Joe and they've been around enough that this isn't early in the season. This is 4 or 5 games, so just getting your feet wet.
And fans.
Yeah, but that's what makes them fans.
That's the beauty of them.
Yep. Especially here. Loved them here.
High fly ball to center. Off the bat of Drew. Betts back, makes the catch. McCann will tag and score. A-Rod will tag and come to third. Headley will head to second.
Wow. Tell you what, there's some good baseball going on.
I mean, you can understand, obviously, McCann scoring. You can understand A-Rod going to third, but the one that's got a really great on John Farrell is how Headley wound up at second on that play.
That's, you know, Mookie Betts throwing to third was a mistake. You throw the ball to second, keep the double play in order. But even though the throw to third was a mistake, he still had it. Bogarts could still cut it. He ducked to get out of the way of it to let it go to third.
Here's Gregorius.
And here's what we're talking about. You know, look, it's deep enough. You know you're not going to get McCann at home. He's tagging, he's safe. But you have to keep the double play in order. And the only way to do that is to throw it into second base. But look at Betts. He throws it. Now, even though Bogarts jumped, he probably still could have cut that ball off.
What a catch. It is a catch for Betts. And they will double off the runner at second to end the inning. So he makes up for the earlier play with a terrific diving catch. And finally, the inning is over. The Yankees get 3 more and lead 13-4. Would have had more, but for this great catch out in center by Betts.
With my Android from TrackPhone, I can order more shaving cream, pay the electric bill, keep towels piping hot, get kids to sit still, play beard styling tunes, learn new razor tricks, hire a pro waxer, post before and after pics. I can do all that with my Android from TrackPhone. 90-day plans start as low as $20.
Unbeatable nationwide coverage, no contract. For a limited time, save $20 on the Unimax Max Patriot, now just $49. TrackPhone, do everything for less.
Avengers, I'm gonna show you the end of the world. Boom. On May 1st.
Ultron's calling us out. What are you gonna do?
Something dramatic, I hope. Let's go get in the fight. A new age begins. When the dust settles, the only thing living in this world will be me.
Avengers: Age of Ultron, rated PG-13.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Two martinis. 3 all-ice vodka.
What took you so long?
Top 7 of the Bronx, 13-4 for the Yankees. Starving for offense before tonight. They have broken out tonight. Chris Young's taken over in right field for Carlos Beltran. 13 runs, 13 hits for the Yankees. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Red Sox as Mookie Betts takes a strike from David Carpenter. Betts is flat out, singled, and struck out. Young will get tested right away. Time now to take a look at who's out working them all. Brought to you by Carhartt. And Mookie Betts, just 22 years of age, the youngest opening day center fielder for the Boston Red Sox since Tony Conigliaro in '64. Youngest leadoff hitter since '65. And youngest Red Sox to hit a home run on opening day since '65. Two pretty good names there, Tony Conigliaro and Rico Petrocelli. There's Dustin Pedroia.
I think that's one of the reasons why every time you hear Cole Hamels' name, you hear Mookie Betts' name.
Yep.
And Blake Swihart, the big catcher.
Yep.
I still think they made a mistake. The Phillies made a mistake not moving him this winter.
They were just asking for too much.
That was what the feedback was. You heard it. I don't know specifically, but everybody said the asking price was through the roof.
But you think if they wait till near the trade deadline, they might be able to find a team that's in it and ready to panic? And
yeah, as long as he's still healthy. You know, I mean, the Cliff Lee thing had to scare him.
Pedroia grounds out 2 down. Do you think Hamels is a Philly on August the 1st?
No.
Long gone.
No way.
Yeah.
I think somebody, the Dodgers, one of the big market teams grabs him, or somebody like Billy Beane sneaks in.
Pitching change. Kyle Davies, new to the Yankees as of today, heading into the ball game here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Building our dream house on a hill wasn't the best decision we ever made, but I did get one thing right.
Introducing the hill climbing power of the new Toro all-wheel drive mower. Toro, count on it.
Pioneers a way to see the unseen, leading to radar, forever providing early warnings and safer journeys. The conviction to create a safer journey is the Mazda way. The Mazda 6 uses radar, lasers, and sensors to detect objects and even apply the brakes for you. Introducing the modern sports sedan, the 2015 Mazda 6. What do you drive?
Saving for retirement can feel overwhelming to some. At Voya, we believe it doesn't have to. The best plans start with the little things, like making smart choices every day to help save your orange money, $1 at a time. That's how it starts. How it finishes? We can help you there too. Start today, be ready tomorrow. Get organized at Voya.com.
And we are back in the Bronx. Dan Schulman, John Kruk, Kurt Schilling, Buster Olney. All Yankees tonight up 13-4 on the Red Sox as David Ortiz gets set to come up for Boston, and he will face Kyle Davies. Veteran right-hander who has logged big league time with Atlanta and Kansas City, has not pitched in the majors since 2011. Signed to a minor league deal and then put on the 40-man roster by the Yankees. Again, part of the slew of changes they had to make in the wake of the 19-inning game on Friday night. Changes in the bullpens of both teams. Welcome back to the big leagues. Here's Big Papi. He takes low ball 1.
Pretty good guy to face when you just get called back up, isn't it? I mean, even though Kyle Davies has been around a while, but.
Hey, kid, here you go.
Davies, 31 years of age, broke in with the Braves back in 2005. A starter for most of his time in the big leagues. That one has bounced weakly toward first. Easy play for Teixeira to end the inning. 7th inning stretch in the Bronx. Yankees 13, Red Sox 4.
Time is moving at the speed of light. The engine's cold, the fire's bright. It's miles and miles to go tonight. Hold on tight. There will always come a time you probably thought I lost my mind. Dream to search for something true. What to do? There's miles and miles to go tonight. Hold on tight. Hold on tight.
Network, so we rely pretty heavily on satellite technology.
Overtime games in the NBA. I mean, that's awesome.
Todd, I think we lost our feed.
Roger that, Stan. Houston, we have video system failure.
That's weird, because everything's good on our end.
We have no video here.
Stand by.
We got another one down, sir.
It's pretty high-tech stuff, but we're a high-tech company.
Orbit, give me a status on Sat 12, please. That's not good at all.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go.
Every sign says big, bad winter again.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Life Below Zero. New episodes, Thursdays at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
You do know the experts at Midas will tell you what needs fixing now and what can wait, right? Like, I don't know, brakes?
Of course I do.
One of the best things about driving is being able to stop. Get up to $100 back by mail on a 2-axle brake service. Brakes, tires, oil, everything.
Appears Buster's been busy.
Yeah, Scott. I was just about to use the...
That's a bunch of ground-up paper, lad. Scott's Easy Seed uses the finest seed, fertilizer, and natural mulch that holds water so you can grow grass anywhere. Looking good, lad.
Thanks, Scott. Easy Seed really works. So, how come Haggis is so well-behaved?
Because he's a Scotty. Oh. Get Scott's Easy Seed. It's guaranteed. Seed your lawn. Seed it.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning here on Sunday Night Baseball. The Yankees leading the Red Sox 13-4 after the Red Sox took the first 2 games of the series. A couple of changes for Boston. Brock Holt is in the game now at second, taking the place of Dustin Pedroia. Holt can play just about anywhere on the field. Had 4 hits yesterday. Now into the game out of the bullpen is right-hander Anthony Vivaro. With Atlanta last year, 3-3 with a 2.63 ERA in 61 appearances, acquired in a deal in December. Top of the order for the Yankees. Ellsbury, Gardner, but then Chris Young, who's in there in Beltran's spot. Ellsbury's 1 for 2. He's walked twice and scored twice. Well, we are 1 week into the Major League season right now. We've got a couple of undefeated teams, and the Tigers and Royals at 6-0. Had a couple of teams suffering some injury news today. We mentioned Yan Gomes with Cleveland, the catcher, suffering a knee injury, out 6 to 8 weeks. Felix Hernandez left today's game. I believe it was a quad situation. And no report on if it's a minor injury or something a little bit more severe, but obviously Mariners fans are holding their breath on that one. I don't know if you guys saw, the Mariners took a 7-3 lead to the 9th against Oakland today. Fernando Rodney gave up 4, forcing extra innings, and then the Mariners got a run on the top of the 10th and won it, so Rodney got the win.
Yeah, let's go figure that stat out. Tell you got to be if you're Tigers or Guevara strikes out Ellsbury. If you're the Tigers and Royals, you think, we're off to a 6-0 start. We don't have a lead in the division.
Yeah.
Tough league, man.
No, I mean, that's the first week to 2 weeks. It's health, number one. Number two, you don't want to bury yourself. You don't want to go 1-12 or 1-13 and get yourself in a huge hole. Otherwise, it's just start settling in once that second week rolls around and get into your routine.
Were you on that Oriole team that started 0 and?
That was the year I got called up in September. They
21.
started out 0-21. But
that was 88.
1988. I got called up in September, and I went one of the first games I pitched. There was 35,000 people in Memorial State. Oriole fans were amazing.
And they won the division in '89.
Yep.
Didn't they? No, they didn't. They didn't.
No,
Toronto won the division.
I was going to say you're either the smartest man who can retain everything, or the biggest geek in the world that know that. Oh, in '89 you won the division.
Well, you know what? He's got a little.
But I'm wrong.
He's got a little Cliff Clavin in him.
Well, thank you.
He does have a little Cliff Clavin.
Thank you. Gardner grounds out 2 down. All right, let me ask you guys a question, if I may, about the American League East this year. Who did you guys pick? Did you guys do the picks for .com like we were all asked to do?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Again, did you?
Yeah.
Who do you guys have winning the American
emails.
League East? Yeah, you're not very good with emails.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Well, I'm picking now.
He's not really good with electricity. No, actually.
Who did you have, Show?
I'm leaning. I think the Orioles. I think I had the Orioles, Blue Jays, or Blue Jays. I had the Orioles, Blue Jays. I think.
Right. So all three of us had the Orioles. This is a.
I'm picking now.
No, you're picking.
Yeah, I'm waiting until sometime mid-September.
Yeah.
So this is a division that a lot of people think is wide open.
Well, yes, it is today, but you're literally, the season is so long. This is by far the hardest sport, I think, in the professional sport to pick that kind of stuff because of the grind, the schedule, the health, the injuries, all those things. And then in September, you've got 40-man rosters that make teams look completely different.
Yeah, that's something that I hope that Rob Manfred changes at some point. That, to me, this month is when you need 40 players.
I couldn't agree more.
And September should be played with the 25 that you have. You shouldn't be able to dictate.
Right, you dance with the one that brung you in September.
Yeah, because when you're a contending team, you're facing every minor league lefty as a left-hand hitter. You're facing every minor league lefty from the 6th inning, 5th or 6th inning on.
Friday night, perfect example. You have a 35-man roster, and you do it in April. That 19-inning game doesn't drain a pitching staff.
Yep.
The 2-1 to Chris Young, and he went around 2-2. Sports Center, if you're looking for it, currently airing over on ESPN2. Mike Tirico, John Buchagras handling Sports Center right now. A Sunday conversation with the Masters champion Jordan Spieth. Russell Westbrook erupts again, 54. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, a big day for Miguel Cabrera and the 6-0 Tigers. Busy time for Buchagras. Did the Providence BU Frozen Four championship game last night.
I watched it. I'm surprised Butchie could even talk. I mean, he was screaming, and Barry Melrose kind of giggling at him at some point.
That was something else.
Congratulations to Providence.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, that game.
And by the way, the horse is out of the barn. I'm going to hear it back home. The Orioles did not win the division in '89. The team in the city in which I live.
Right.
In
Yeah.
89.
I was going to.
That's a major mistake. The Orioles won 87 games. The Blue Jays won 89 games in '89.
Well, the Orioles weren't even supposed to be thought of and intended.
But from 0-21 in '88 to an 87-win season in '89.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was the one time I got traded in my career. I was devastated. Was when I got dealt from Baltimore. Because I thought we were going to have this young, we had Steve Finley and Brady Anderson and Mike Devereaux in the outfield, most athletic outfield I've ever seen. And next thing I know, I'm on the outside looking in.
2-2. Into left center field, dropping a base hit.
If you think about those picks, I think the pick in the East was made as much for the manager of the Orioles as it was for any of the rosters. Because I think Buck is one of those guys that can win 95 games with an 85 win roster.
I think the hope was too, and remains to be seen how it plays out, that they would get more out of Wieters this year than they did last year.
Yep.
The hope is they will get more out of Chris Davis this year than they got last year. And the hope is they'll get more out of Manny Machado this year than they got last year. But of course, Nelson Cruz isn't an Oriole anymore, and that's 40 home runs that disappear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you need to make that up in the aggregate, and those three guys can absolutely do that.
Yeah. But I don't know that there's a superpower team in the American League, the whole league.
I don't think so either. I think every team has weaknesses.
Garrett Jones, Brock Holt, inning over. End of 7 in the Bronx with the Yankees still in control.
What made you switch to Taco Bell breakfast?
It's like it doesn't matter where you go, it's the same thing, which is like an English muffin with an egg on top.
What do you eat now?
I've got the chicken biscuit taco.
And I've got the egg, bacon, and cheese biscuit taco.
I don't want to be the spokesperson to the South necessarily, but I can guarantee you that this is almost as good. It is as good as Mama's cooking.
That's a bold statement.
This is a good biscuit.
My name is Mary.
My name is Dominic.
And I am a breakfast defector.
Which car company is the first and only to offer built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi in cars, trucks, and crossovers? Ranking from top to bottom.
I'm going to say Mercedes is the innovator.
BMW just because they're pricey.
The final answer?
Chevy.
This model has the Wi-Fi in it?
Yep.
That's the dream, to have Wi-Fi in the car.
Get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on select 2015 models. That's over $4,000 on this Chevy Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
But you're not even covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
Or how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Before Larry instantly transferred money from his Bank of America savings account to his Merrill Edge retirement account. Before he opened his first hot chocolate stand, calling winter an underserved season. And before he quit his friend's leaf raking business for not offering a 401k, Larry knew the importance of preparing for retirement. That's why when the time came, he counted on Merrill Edge to streamline his investing and help him plan for the road ahead. That's the power of streamlined connections. That's Merrill Edge and Bank of America.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Defect to the next generation of breakfast. Wake up, live Mas. And in part by Chevrolet. Find new roads. Top 8 here at Yankee Stadium. It's been a big night for the Yankees. They lead the Red Sox 13-4. Garrett Jones stays in the game at first base after pinch hitting for Mark Teixeira. And Hanley Ramirez will lead off the inning for the Red Sox against Kyle Davies. Little squibber, first base side of the mound. One down. This was seen that, you know, you guys know as well as anybody how long the season can be, and you can't put too much into one game. But given a 1-4 start, given that 25 of the next 35 for the Yankees are on the road, given the uncertainty surrounding Tanaka, this had the feel of more than just a typical early season game for the Yankees.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a little bit of a sense of urgency with Joe Girardi, and not so much as we have to get a win as we have to play better. We have to be cleaner with the baseball, which they did make one error that cost them some runs. But, you know, as far as offense goes, Joe Girardi's going in there as the happiest guy in the world right now because they really put some good at-bats against Buchholz and this bullpen with men in scoring position.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is you don't overreact this first week. Physical mistakes you can handle. It's the mental stuff you want to make sure is out of the way when the season starts. You're not going to hit 193 for a season. Your staff's not going to have a 1.2 ERA. Everything, baseball averages out. And so again, get through April. You don't want to bury yourself in the Division One, and you want to be healthy going into May.
I like that saying. Physical mistakes and mental mistakes. Because I had one manager that said the physical mistakes are the mental mistakes because you weren't concentrating, you weren't focused. I'm not going to tell you who that was. But he's a bench coach for the Phillies.
The most optimistic. No. Pessimistic.
He's the best.
Pee Wee.
Yeah.
2-2 to Sandoval. And a base hit through the middle. His second hit of the game as we send it down to Buster.
Right, guys, all around baseball, people are saying don't overreact to the first week, but some things to keep in mind. The Detroit Tigers, you guys have been talking about, plus 31 in run differential. The Kansas City Royals with that great start, and I can tell you there are a lot of guys on that team with a big old chip on their shoulder because a lot of idiot prognosticators like me picked them third or fourth in that division. They feel like that they should be more respected. And I think two teams under the radar a little bit this week, the Atlanta Braves, who are not expected to be in the running in the National League East, got off to a great start. And how about the Cincinnati Reds, who came into this season with a lot of question marks? Would Joey Votto come back? Would Jay Bruce come back? Votto's off to a great start. Billy Hamilton is having the type of impact we thought he might. 7 steals for him. Nobody else in the big leagues has 3, and the Reds are 4-2.
We will see those Reds next week. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell 1 week from tonight. We'll find us in St. Louis as the Cardinals host the Reds.
Joey Votto can stay healthy and swing the bat. Like he's hitting for power, pull power, which, you know, it seemed like the last couple of years he was not wanting to do.
And there's the first hit of the season for Mike Napoli. Now 1 for 19.
Throw that ball out.
Hey, you bronze the bat and you get the ball and put up on your mantle.
That was a bullet.
Yeah, this is, you know, look, even though the score's 13-4, and for all intents and purposes, you would think that the game is over, but not for Mike Napoli. When you're 0 for 19 or 0 for 18, I mean, you're grinding every single at bat out like it's Game 7 of the World Series, and you know, this has to feel great to him to get this thing out of the way.
Victorino takes a strike.
I never saw that coming with him. I thought he was going to be kind of a platoonish catcher kind of guy, right-handed. He's turned into a legitimate right-handed middle of the order power threat. I mean, through a lot of work, he looks different this year physically, a lot different. But good for him. I mean, again, didn't see that one. And he's got monster pop too.
He's put up some big numbers against the Yankees ever since he got to Boston. Victorino's 0 for 3. Bouncer to short. Gregorius has trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and they don't get anybody. And the crowd, Yankee fans, have quickly grown restless with the team's defense. Not just tonight, through the first week of the season.
And again, this is a mental, physical mistake because, you know, you're the shortstop. You got a guy on first and second, so you know that Napoli's going to get a big lead and a big secondary lead. You don't back up on the ball. This is a ball you have to charge, get on the run, either get the out at first or get the force at second, get one and get out of, you know, make it easy on yourself. But you see there, the transfer even, he didn't have a good grip on the ball, and smartly by him, he didn't try to rush the throw. With not having a grip on it, could have made it even worse. But you don't back up on that ball. That's a ball you got to charge and try to get one out.
Waiting for the scoring on the play, but it's bases loaded, 1 out. 13-4 the score. Xander Bogaerts trying to get the Red Sox a little bit closer. That's a tricky one. How do you score that?
I would imagine it has to be a base hit. The way he backed up on it, he wasn't going to get Victorino.
And he was out early today. We were all up here in the booth. This is just after 4 o'clock Eastern time, and he's out there taking ground balls.
Stands are empty.
Yep.
But I think this is a challenging place for a young player with expectations, and especially a young player replacing one of the most storied players in the history of the franchise.
Taking over for Derek Jeter as the Yankee shortstop. The scoring is a fielder's choice. No error on the play. So no hit, no error. A fielder's choice.
The kid can play defense. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah. He's better than he has shown.
Yeah.
Yes, and he will be once he settles into this thing.
Bogart swinging a hot bat. Drew for 1 and 2, and the inning is over. Going bottom 8. Yankees up 9.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
It's time. 2 legends. 1 destiny. All roads end here. Mayweather-Pacquiao. Mayweather-Pacquiao. Saturday, May 2nd, live on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Hey girl, is it crazy that your soccer trophy is talking to you right now? It kind of is. It's as crazy as you not rolling over your old 401k. Cue the horns. Just harness the confidence it took you to win me and call TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants. They'll help with the hassle by guiding you through the whole process step by step. And they'll even call your old provider. It's easy. Even she could do it.
Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
I'm the protector of my patio. Killing weeds where they grow. A barrier forms so weeds can't appear. Serious weed prevention up to a year.
Roundup Max Control 365.
With no more weeds, it's your year.
Draft Academy. Series premiere Tuesday at 7 on ESPN.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Changes for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Alan Craig will take over at first base for Mike Napoli. Sandy Leon is into the game at third base for Pablo Sandoval. And the new pitcher for the Red Sox is right-hander Edward Mujica, who was last seen on Friday night when he gave up the home run in the bottom of the 9th to Chase Headley in a game that wound up going 19 innings. Red Sox did win it. Mujica 2-4 with a 3.90 ERA with the Red Sox last year. He was the primary closer for the Cardinals 2 years ago at 37 saves. And again, as we mentioned, Koji Uehara is expected to rejoin the Red Sox tomorrow, so that would presumably put him back in the closer's role and move Mujica to a different spot in the bullpen. Brian McCann will lead it off for the Yankees. Seven runs in the first for the Yankees tonight. Alex Rodriguez a 3-run double. Chase Headley, Stephen Drew homering back-to-back. McCann hooks one to right field deep and off the top of the wall and gone. A Yankee Stadium home run if there ever was one.
What is amazing about this place? That's like an inch away from being a single.
That's why so many people think McCann's got a chance to put up such big numbers in this ballpark. His swing seems tailor-made for this park.
Well, that's a full swing. He got full, got out in front, and didn't hit it that well. But that's this ballpark. You got to hit to it, and you got to pitch to it as well. This is a you know, monster ballpark from right center over.
The 200th home run of Brian McCann's career. Now Gregorio Petit is pinch hitting for Alex Rodriguez, and Craig can't get over far enough or quick enough to make a play on that.
I think one of the most challenging things in the game of baseball to do is to be a closer that is a contact pitcher. I think it's incredibly challenging to do, and one of the reasons is what you just saw.
And a base hit into center field.
But again, if you're Joe Girardi, you got to be sitting there. You don't care how long this game lasts. You just want it to keep going. Keep that offense rolling. The guys are swinging the bats, putting good swings on it. I'm sure this is a very pleasant sight to Joe Girardi, too. It looked like a changeup by Mojica. This was elevated and caught too much of the center of the plate. Even though it's not a prodigious home run, it was a home run nonetheless.
It will be in the scoreboard.
It absolutely will. It is right now. 200th for his career. Yeah, that's a second decker.
Chase Headley's got a home run tonight.
Not in the clubhouse.
No.
Be a quick turnaround for the Red Sox, heading home for the home opener 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Well, then they should have played less. They should have pitched better tonight if they wanted to get home quicker. Isn't that the general rule?
Well, this is the day when you wanted to throw a gem. Getaway day, because you got to travel and
you made your 24 teammates extremely happy.
Yeah.
I know, talking to Pablo Sandoval before the game, he has yet to play in Boston, he said. And he said he can't wait to get there. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Holt to Bogarts. And Bogarts to Craig. 4-6-3 double play.
Chase Headley might be our MVP.
Speaking of games coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA. The Yankees will be at Camden Yards in Baltimore at 7 Eastern here on ESPN. The Mariners and the Dodgers 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN2 Wednesday night. As mentioned, 1 week from tonight, Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell, the Reds, and the Cardinals from Busch Stadium. It looks like if the pitching rotations hold true, that we will see Adam Wainwright
and possibly Mike Leake.
And Mike Leake, yes.
Who can hit.
Both of them can hit. Stephen Drew, the batter. That's another division where the Cardinals almost get taken for granted because they're so consistent and they're so good every year. The Pirates have been to the playoffs 2 years in a row. Right center field. Betts will run it down. Drew retired and the inning is over. Another run for the Yankees on the home run by Brian McCann. We are going to the 9th. The Yankees up 10.
Hornets Raptors at 7. Pacers Grizzlies at 9:30 Wednesday on ESPN.
And that's how they're made.
No.
Klondike ice cream meets candy bar, the best ice cream bar ever conceived.
Get your own liquid gold.
Go on, get!
There's gold in them there shells. Liquid gold.
Nice morning, Scott.
Aye. At a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry, and you've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder. Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. feed it.
And to keep crabgrass away all season long, get Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer.
We come by almost every day to deliver your mail.
So if you have any packages you want to return, you should just give them to us.
I mean, we're going to be there anyway.
Why don't you just leave it for us to pick up?
Or you could always get in your car and take it back yourself.
Yeah, us picking it up is probably your easiest option.
It's kind of a no-brainer. Okay, well, good talk.
Top 9 in the Bronx. It's all Yankees. They got 7 in the first, and they lead 14-4 going to the 9th. A team that was hitting only 193 through the first 5 games of the season has banged out 16 hits tonight, including 3 home runs. Petit stays in the game at third base for the Yankees. So he came in actually in the DH spot for Alex Rodriguez, but he will stay at third. So the Yankees have lost the DH for what it's worth, but it doesn't matter in this kind of a situation. There's Ryan Hannigan. Davies still on the mound for the Yankees as we open up the 9th. Hannigan 0 for 3. Tanaka went 5 innings tonight, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned, walked 3, struck out 4 through 97 pitches. In line for the win. Clay Buchholz had a rough one. 3 1/3, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 9 hits, surrendered a couple of home runs.
That's one of those things that can't happen. I know it's a tough game. I know you have bad games. But that 3 1/3 just can't happen, especially for a guy is that good. You know, last year 28 starts, 8 times he went 5 innings or less. You never pitched 200 innings. You need to get that load on his shoulders if he's going to be that shutdown guy, that top rotation guy. Because stuff-wise, he's always had it.
Hannigan can't believe that call. Strike 3.
Great pitch.
Yeah.
That's a great pitch.
I'm sure you do like it.
There's Betts.
Any word if Mike Winter's going to be in St. Louis next Sunday?
Week. Maybe he's got a Sunday night clause in his contract. In Chicago last week. Rick Porcello on the mound for the Red Sox tomorrow. The home opener at Fenway against Jordan Zimmerman. Yankees, as we mentioned, are heading down to Baltimore. Michael Pineda against Wei-Yin Chen tomorrow evening, and that game can be seen right here on ESPN.
I really want to see him stay healthy this year.
Pineda?
Yeah.
So does Joe Girardi.
Yeah. No, he's a special talent.
And without question, the best stuff on the Yankee staff.
Stuff-wise, he might be one of the 5 or 10 best stuff-wise guys in the American League.
That's, you know, when you're talking the Mariners rotation, if he was still in it.
Yeah, I love the trade the day it happened. Injury was obviously unfortunate, but upside is huge.
Joe Kelly on the left. The Red Sox sent him home midway through that night. I think in the 10th inning on Friday night. Told him to go home and get some sleep. He watched the game until the 15th. Woke up Saturday morning because it was his start day. He didn't even know who'd won the game.
I always thought it was a smart thing to, if you could do it, getting your starting pitcher right. Because Crucky will tell you, there are days when you travel, position players, they're tired. There's nothing they can do about it. They're exhausted. But if your starting pitcher's fresh, you got a shot.
He was good. He was really good.
He was really good.
You know, you talk about, you hear the phrase giving away an at bat. Some guys in games are out of hand. Just go up there and try, you know, getting it over with. This kid's not giving up an at bat.
No.
They're down 10 and he's grinding.
Well, you don't know any better yet. You get a guy that's been around 10 or 15 years. You're not giving away the at-bat. It's just the at-bat isn't as important.
And people might find that hard to believe, but I mean, I would call baloney on it, but I've seen it. I've seen guys give away at bats. I've seen the other way. Greg Jeffries, Kevin Youkilis, Paul O'Neill. It didn't matter what the score was. They were grinding the at bat like the bases were loaded and the winning run was on third.
And Betts will take strike 3 called.
Some guys can't do it mentally.
It's not like you're going up there trying to make an out just to get the game over. You're trying to get a hit. You're just not that upset if you don't.
So 2 down in the 9th inning. And the Yankees in control here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees and Orioles, as we mentioned, coming your way tomorrow night on ESPN. Brock Holt will get an at-bat. Came on for Dustin Pedroia an inning ago.
That's where you feel bad. Well, now that I'm not pitching, you feel bad for the guy at the plate. Been sitting around for 4 hours and 2 outs in the 9th, and this is your AB.
Gardner coming over, doesn't have a play. Red Sox man.
Might be the highlight for the Sox tonight.
0-2 on the way. And a base hit for Holt. Finds a hole.
I tell you what, I know John Farrell knows his team 25 guys better than anyone, but you think you'd have to find a place for this kid to play somewhere.
Where? Bringing in Hanley Ramirez, bringing in.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't. You've got all that money in Castillo in right field with Victorino over there, but Betts is your #1 positional prospect. And the challenge is a guy like that is not as valuable on an American League roster as he is on a National League roster. But with more in the league play, that's going to change a little bit. But still, that guy is an invaluable National League player.
He's made to order for the National League. He's Daniel Nava. Nava coming off the bench, hitting for David Ortiz. Nava 4 for 10 so far this season. In the air to center. This should do it. And it does. The Yankees take the finale of the series, a one-sided game. 7 in the first, never seriously threatened. They win the game 14-4. Go to 2-4 in the season. The Sox lose and fall to 4-2. For John Kruk, Kurt Schilling, Buster Olney, and our crew, I'm Dan Schulman saying good night from Yankee Stadium. It is time now for Sports Center. Let's send it to Mike Tirico and John Buccigross.
All right, Dan, thank you. We had a big night with Russell Westbrook, who scored 54, but a huge loss for Oklahoma City and maybe a suspension, technical foul. We'll hear from him.
Yes, it's him. Plus the Sunday conversation with the youngest Masters winner, Jordan Spieth from Augusta, where Mike brought me this lovely Masters hat. I really appreciate that. 2 minutes, Sports Center. 2 and 2.
It's time to believe.
In my world, ball isn't a street.
Return on investment isn't the only return I'm looking forward to.
For some, every dollar is earned with sweat, sacrifice, courage. Which is why USAA is honored to help our members with everything from investing for retirement to saving for college. Our commitment to current and former military members and their families is without equal. Start investing with as little as $50.
He might not remember the landscaping or the hours I spent mowing,
but he will remember this.
With the incredible fuel efficiency of 38 miles per gallon highway, you can feel like royalty in a Nissan Altima. Nissan, innovation that excites.
I need to promote my new business and do it on budget.
I can make that happen.
Business cards?
Business cards, brochures, banners.
Pens?
Pens, magnets, luggage tags, bumper stickers.
How about foam fingers? Like these.
Make on budget happen, make self-promotion happen. Staples, make more happen.
Family of jeweled feline treasures, 100,000 to the lady in the
Sprint told us they cut our Verizon bill in half.
Oh, yeah.
We save a bunch of money on our rate plan by switching to Sprint.
We don't need to save money, do we, Mama?
Oh, no. No, we do not, baby.
Like Daddy always says, money doesn't spend itself.
1 million.
Oh, look at that.
1.2
Oh,
million.
look at that muscle, baby. It's like workout.
Some people are stupid rich.
What's my muscle?
For the rest of us, Sprint will cut your Verizon or AT&T rate plan in half. Just turn in your old phone. Or now, for a limited time, sign up for the new Unlimited Plus plan and get a Samsung Galaxy S6 free, only from Sprint.
This is Sports Center.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome to Monday Night Football. 56 weeks after Hurricane Katrina, quite simply tonight is the most significant New Orleans Saints game ever.
Look out, right through! A kick up by Steve Gleason. It is scoop and score. Touchdown, New Orleans!
Michigan at the 41. What a hit! Ball's free! South Carolina deserves to have it, and they do!
9/10 left.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! Good! And the Blazers win the series!
Welcome to Sports Center. From Jordan to Jordan, I'm John Butchergoss, and the first ballot Sports Center anchor Hall of Famer Mike Tirico. Great to see you again. Some of you kids don't realize Mike started here on our little show.
Way back when.
And the last time you anchored this Sports Center, Michael Jordan played his last NBA game in 2003. 12 years later, Air Jordan.
Yeah, that Jordan that we're talking about now was a little kid back then. Last year at age 20, Jordan Spieth knocked on the most exclusive door in golf. This year, the 21-year-old Texan, in record-setting fashion, earned his way into the champions locker room at Augusta. It's a golf major at Scott Van Pelt and Andy North to recap the most anticipated day of golf every year, Sunday at the Masters.
It was not dramatic, but it was historic. The final stroke for Jordan Spieth. And the 21-year-old matches a 21-year-old before him, the lowest ever score to par in the Masters, 18 under. And he is the Masters champion. Alongside Andy North, I'm Scott Van Pelt. And Andy, Sunday morning, we wondered, would we have a highlight that featured many or just the one man whose hands this tournament was in the morning? It's a one-man highlight. Here's Jordan Spieth walking to the first tee. You explained to me, oh, he's nervous. Boy, he didn't look it. What did this tell you?
Well, the key is to take that nervous energy and turn it into something positive, and he did that right away with a great tee shot right down the middle of the first hole of the 3-wood, a perfect short iron. And what was so important here is Justin Rose had stuffed it in there just before him. He's going to have a birdie putt, which he makes. Now, Jordan gets the putt after that. This is a monster putt at this point in time. He buries it, keeps the lead at 4 instead of having a shrink to 3.
He didn't birdie 2, the par 5. How important is this birdie putt on 3?
And this putt at 3 is very, very quick. If you just goose this a little bit, catches the edge, you can run 4 or 5 feet by the hole. Perfect speed, center of the cup.
He kept ping-ponging back and forth. Get to 18, drop a shot. You're not supposed to birdie to 10 3 times.
Well, he sure did it, and all 3 times with putts about that length, rolling the ball beautifully.
He called these 2 shots, tee shot and this approach, the most important of his life. Listen carefully. Go hard, go!
And why was he begging it to go hard? Because it carried it over the creek by about a yard right or a yard short, and who knows what happens. Instead, easy 2-putt birdie.
And he's up 5 shots at 18 under. They've never needed a red 19. They do now. The first ever to get that low. We wondered, did he even have red 20s? It looked like maybe he'd get to that number. He said that was what he was kind of hoping for, but by the time he gets to the 18th, Andy, the coronation's complete. He plays the par 5s 12 under, and this is a walk to his family to hug and put on a coat.
And this is what you dream of, having a big enough lead you can actually enjoy walking up the last hole. He did it with this tap in. 21-year-old Masters champion.
Superior play, champion stuff. The first time his mom and dad have been there to hug him, and he dreamt of this. The guy who beat him last year from the final group, Bubba Watson, slips the green jacket over his shoulders. Jordan Spieth, a wire-to-wire winner. And there was some fine play this week from some of the best players in the world. Phil Mickelson had a fantastic weekend. Justin Rose played his best Masters. McIlroy, the world #1, shoots 66 on Sunday. Most years 14 under, that'll win you this championship. But not this year, not with Jordan Spieth, with his very best.
It's incredible. It's one of the best feelings I've ever felt. This was arguably the greatest day of my life. And to join the club that is the Green Jackets and to join Masters history and put my name on that trophy and to have this jacket forever is something that I can't fathom right now.
It will likely take a while for the enormity of this week to settle in. 28 birdies around this place? That's not done. Second youngest master in winners history to Tiger, who he matches with that 18 under score. And again, the first wire-to-wire winner since Raymond Floyd. That tells you just how difficult the weight of carrying the lead and sleeping on it is. Hasn't been done since '76. Everyone else with their thoughts on this historic run from the Texan Spieth.
Jordan didn't really open the door, and I didn't really expect him to. He's played with the lead now, it feels like, for the last month. And, you know, he's obviously got very comfortable doing that. And he was clutch with a putter.